welcome to yet another episode of Permit Room. Today we have with us Anand Deverakonda.
Anand Deverakonda is a special guest for us.
Yeah, you say that for everybody, Santhosh.
Especially for us because we are schoolmates.
Yeah.
He's a school junior also.
Correct.
So it's
Yeah.
welcome Anand.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Permit Room.
Yeah. అందరికి ఇట్లా స్పెషల్ గెస్ట్ అంటే కానీ ఇప్పుడు
Extra
ఎక్స్ట్రా
special.
స్పెషల్
Yes. Obviously. I'll ask you first one thing. Are you a handstand boy or a headstand boy?
ఐఎమ్ హెడ్ స్టాండ్ బాయ్.
Headstand boy.
అది
Same here.
మనం
That
ఇన్సైడ్
way.
జోక్ లేస్తే వాళ్ళకి అర్థమైంది.
Okay, so for context to set for the audience, మాకు స్కూల్లో we used to have these fights between our class
Dormitories లో.
dormitory law, and people would like stand on hands and walk, and some people would like do headstand, and both would like headstand will obviously can't walk, they would like just be at one place. Hands
Poor
and
stays
people
for
would come.
longer.
Yeah. And
Poor stays.
no, also you would come and kick. No,
Kick.
so handstand kicks and all you would have. So this was like that's like an inside game inside our dormitories.
మస్తు ఉంటుండే ఇన్సైడ్
మస్తు ఉంటుండే. అప్పుడైతే టీచర్స్ కి
టవల్
భయపడుతుండే.
తోటి హాకీ
టవల్ తో హాకీ,
చాలా హ్యాండ్ టెన్నిస్
hand tennis,
సో మెనీ.
cricket also.
No, all the psychofuckers were handstand guys. All the psychos were handstand. All the sane guys, preserve their brain for future.
Some guys would do extra, do hand springs.
Yeah.
And put bed ఆర్ మన పడుకునే బెడ్స్ మీద యాజ్ క్రాష్ మ్యాచ్ లాగా పెట్టేసుకొని ఇట్లా
correct,
సమ్మర్ సాల్వ్స్ చేయటం.
Yeah, all self-taught people.
Yeah.
Like, no one would like come and teach us.
బట్ సమ్ కొంతమంది మస్తు టాలెంటెడ్ ఉంటుండే ఈవెన్ జిమ్నాస్టిక్స్ పరంగా.
Yeah.
బికాస్ వీ వరంట్ లైక్ ప్రొఫెషనలీ ట్రైన్డ్ ఆర్ సంథింగ్. ఇమాజిన్ ద బాల్స్ టు జస్ట్ లైక్
Yeah.
no crash match, nothing, just go do summer solves in dormitory.
No, some
Fucking
people would do
crazy.
dead stand. Like what? Like 40 minutes dead stand.
Yeah.
Like Preeti's batch, ఎవరో చేసేవాళ్ళు. How would you like just do dead stand for like 40 minutes?
I know.
Be so steady.
It is like basically if you don't have sports infrastructure, all these like village outputs. Like I remember people, so it was basically a hostel. So you could not step out or, you didn't have school championships with other schools and all.
Yeah.
So you just invent whatever. So people would make chintapandu balls. You remember that? They would take tamarind and just keep like making chintapandu balls. And then,
That's
so
what
you are
we
like,
use
what
as
is the end game, right?
Yeah.
They would juggle with that. Did
Yeah,
you guys also have that?
చేస్తుండే క్లాస్ వెనకాల కొంచెం ఇది కొంచెం నర్డీ బ్యాచ్ చేస్తుండే అనుకుంటా. అంటే స్పోర్ట్స్ ఆడేటోళ్ళు కాకపోతుండే వాళ్ళు వెనకాల కూర్చొని గంటలు టైం పడుతుంది. అండ్ దే టు సే we can play cricket with this. అది ఇంత కూడా బౌన్స్ అవ్వదు.
కానీ తగులుతా అది.
Yeah, గట్టిగా.
Permanent injury.
Yeah.
But people would juggle and their record would be like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Just imagine, dude. I mean, that's the lack of social
And
life.
not only just like juggling at one place, you would like juggle across the dormitory also.
Yeah, and somebody has to count also. You can't just be like, hey, I did 5,000. There has to be a witness, like a police FIR, who will tell that, okay.
Yeah, and that's like a school record. It will like stand for some time.
అంటే బేసిక్లీ మన స్కూల్ ఇప్పుడు ఆలోచిస్తుంటే we came up with all these things out of boredom.
Yeah.
Imagine like a Hogwarts kind of school. You're separated from society. మన బౌండరీస్ బయటకు కూడా వెళ్ళకపోతుండే కదా మాక్సిమం.
నువ్వు బయటికి ఇట్లా అడుగు పెట్టినా అంటే దట్స్ లైక్ వావ్.
యా క్రేజీ షూట్ దట్ వాజ్. ఇంటర్నలైజ్ చేసి మనం ఇంకా స్పోర్ట్స్ ఎట్లా అయింది, కాంపిటీషన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసి వీ టు హ్యావ్ దిస్ ట్రేడింగ్ చేస్తుండే కదా. పెన్స్ కొంతమంది ఏమంటారు బీడ్స్ ఏదో అంటుండే కదా, పర్ల్స్. ఇఫ్ యూ గివ్ మీ 5 pearls నేను పెన్ ఇస్తా. ఇవన్నీ నడుస్తుంది.
You give me like biggest trade was like for Sachin's star post sports stars magazine big poster వచ్చేది కదా. You give me that, or if you have a very unique Sachin's sticker, then that will like goodwill paranga it will like go for long. You give me this, I'll give you like Kit Kat or something. Bubblegum would like hide in hair and get it.
Correct. No, I had straight hair, so I couldn't do that. No, but just for context, the school is Puttaparthi.
Yes.
Right?
Puttaparthi.
And I think we three and Vijay are the only people in our school who came into like entertainment line. Right? Is there anybody else in your batch? Or anybody
Not in my batch for sure.
Anybody above, below?
Where Tara is in cinematography in Mumbai.
అవునా?
Yeah, Vijay's batch.
ఓకే.
He does cinematography.
ఓ ఓకే ఓకే
Yeah,
ఓకే ఓకే.
Also, Yamini.
Yeah, she's a singer.
Yamini is a singer. Oh
Yes,
shit,
yes.
sorry for
She sang in
underestimating.
Dear Comrade.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I know,
Gira,
I know,
Gira.
I know.
She's a
Yeah,
brilliant
yeah.
singer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Our
Taman's sister, no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Taman's sister. Yes.
Correct, correct, correct. Yamini Hriday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are a few people, I think.
And we never knew her as Yamini Ghantasala. We knew her as Sridevi sister.
Sridevi
Sister. Yeah.
సో మా స్కూల్లో ఏంటంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు కాల్ బాయ్స్ యాజ్ బ్రదర్స్ అండ్ గర్ల్స్ యాజ్ సిస్టర్స్,
Yes.
రైట్? సో ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యూ హిట్ ఆన్ సంబడి యూర్ లైక్ హూ డు యూ లైక్, యూర్ లైక్ హే శ్రీదేవి సిస్టర్, దిస్ సిస్టర్, దట్ ఇస్ ద
కాలింగ్ దమ్ అంటే వాళ్ళతో వెళ్ళి మాట్లాడడం ఉండదు కదా. అంటే నాకు ఈ బికాస్ యూర్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ యామిని, డియర్ కామ్రేడ్ అప్పుడు దే డిడ్ దోస్ మ్యూజిక్ ఫెస్టివల్స్,
కరెక్ట్.
హైదరాబాద్, చెన్నై, కొచ్చి అండ్ బెంగళూరు ఐ థింక్. సో చెన్నైకి నేను వెళ్ళినా అండ్ ఐ వాజ్ జస్ట్ ఎంటరింగ్ ద ఇండస్ట్రీ. దెన్ దొరసాని had just released. I was feeling very strange about the industry, very noobish feeling. సో చెన్నైకి వెళ్ళినా అన్న చుట్టూ అప్పుడు ఫుల్ there was this like air of so much curiosity because Arjun Reddy, Geeta Gundam had become massive blockbusters.
And first time 5 languages lo.
Yeah, movie and all songs were doing well.
Great
Dear
album.
Comrade, great album. So Chennai ki elna suddenly they were rehearsing for this music event. Suddenly this girl walks up to me and she's like, "Hey," I was like, "What happened? Who are you?" She's like, "Huh?" She just made this face. I was like, "Who are you?" She's like, "I sang Gira Gira. I'm also your senior." I got shocked. And then she told me, "I'm Thaman's sister." I was like, "This is so much information, bro. You're from our school. You sang this song. You're coming to perform
You don't
today."
remember seeing her in school? Oh, you were like.
I was much junior, no? So I remember her name, of course, but I don't remember like.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is
We share the same birthday, you know.
Huh?
Yeah, not the same talent though. Same birthday we share. Cool. So that was the Puttaparthi context, but more about that in a bit, Anand.
Yeah.
So welcome to the podcast. Let me
Thank
just
you,
set the context.
Okay.
So we have no agenda. We are not trying to create sensational statements or anything like that.
Eventually, that will only happen.
No, it won't. I mean, our victory is if nothing is taken from here and made into a headline.
Okay.
So we don't want any we don't want to shake the media or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a chill thing.
Yeah.
So, but obviously you have come here to promote your movie.
That and just
And generally talk also.
Yeah.
Correct. So I wanted to ask you this question. So your filmography actually is very interesting. If you no, it is actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
feel like
even when we have to review,
Okay.
we always are like, okay, Anand's movie is coming. It is like
something different
something
or whatever.
different.
Yeah.
So was that a conscious choice? Like, do you have a rule in your house that if a producer comes in with a story, and if the budget is very big, it goes to Vijay. But if the story is good, it goes to Anand.
So yesterday also I got asked this question that do you make choices just to be very contrasting to what Vijay is doing? I never thought of it that way actually. అంటే మేము అసలు అంత డిస్కస్ చేయం ఇంట్లో అన్న ఈ సినిమా చేస్తుండు ఆర్ నేను ఇలాంటి సినిమా చేస్తున్నా అనేది. ఐఎమ్ షూర్ లైక్ విజయ్ ఇస్ నాట్ ఈవెన్ అవేర్ వాట్ మూవీ ఐమ్ డూయింగ్ నెక్స్ట్.
Okay.
అలాంటి స్పేస్ అన్లెస్ I show it to him post అంటే మచ్ బిఫోర్ ద రిలీజ్ ఐ షో వర్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఎడిట్ టు హిమ్.
Okay.
తీసుకెళ్ళి చూపిస్తా, దెన్ ఐ గెట్ హిస్ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ ఓ వాట్ ఎవర్ మై డాడ్స్ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్, సమ్ ఇంటర్నల్ సజెషన్స్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. కానీ కాన్షియస్ చాయిస్ అయితే అస్సలు కాదు.
Okay.
ఇట్స్ డెఫినెట్లీ నాట్ కాన్షియస్. ఐ డోంట్ నో, ఐఎమ్ అన్ యాక్సిడెంటల్ యాక్టర్. దీంట్లో చాలా వేరియబుల్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా. ఊరికనే అన్న స్టార్ అయింది కాబట్టి చాలామంది అడుగుతుండే, నువ్వెందుకు మీ అన్న ఫుట్ స్టెప్స్లో ఇంకా పెద్ద సినిమాలు చేయాలి కదా, పెద్ద ప్రొడక్షన్ హౌసెస్తో పెద్ద డైరెక్టర్స్తో చేయాలి కదా అనే క్వశ్చన్ చాలా వస్తుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మిడిల్ క్లాస్ మెలడీస్ యూ వర్ సేయింగ్ రైట్. మిడిల్ క్లాస్ మెలడీస్ నేను మా ఆఫీస్లో వినోద్ నరేటెడ్ ద హోల్ స్టోరీ అండ్ ఈజ్ వెరీ ప్యాషనెట్ నరేటర్. సో కుండలరావు చెప్పే బూతులన్నీ కూడా లేచి డబ్బులు జాగ్రత్త ముండా అని అరుస్తుంటే బయట వినిపిస్తాయి కదా వేరే వాళ్ళకి. బయట వినిపిస్తే వాళ్ళంతా వచ్చి ఏందన్నా టిఫిన్ సెంటర్ అంటారు, హీరో టిఫిన్ సెంటర్ నడిపించడం ఏంది, ఎందుకన్నా మనం మంచి ఒక యాక్షన్ సినిమా అట్లాంటివి చేద్దాం అది అని చుట్టుపక్కల ఉండేటోళ్ళు చాలామంది అట్లా మాట్లాడతారు కదా. నేను అక్కడ కూర్చున్నప్పుడు ఐ వాజ్ ఆస్ట్రక్ బై వినోద్స్ నరేషన్. the flow of the story, the rhythm, what he wanted to convey through the film and everything. That was the only decision point I had at that point. Is this guy talented? And is his story worthy enough to, at least try? Because at that point I didn't even have a success. Dorsani had failed by then. So my decision making is purely based on the narration and the director. That's all. Not anything different. Not to be genuinely contrasting from Vijay's filmography. Yeah.
But good choices.
Yeah.
But impressive filmography, man.
Yeah.
I think I've watched all his movies.
Yeah.
Highway also.
Huh?
Highway also.
Highway, no, you've not watched.
Highway.
Highway చూడలేదు.
That came directly OTT.
It was a Manodu. He's also part of it in some small way. But it was a random, as in COVID decision.
Oh, okay.
COVID decisions were very different.
Okay.
No?
Highway.
Yeah.
Can we just look it up? No, and not the trailer. I just want to like.
As in, we wanted to make it like Delhi Crime, the series undi kada, Netflix series.
Like a dark brooding.
Guhan sir's, if you see the IMDb rating, you know already. చూస్తున్నా కదా ఆడ. It's one.
It was shot in మొత్తం అరకు సైడ్ లో.
కొంచెం అరకులో. It started very differently, and then because of various things that we can't speak about, it could have been a good project because Guhan sir is super talented. Guhan sir shot like Attadu, is one of the biggest cinematographers. Yeah.
Okay. But apart from that, just go to filmography. I like almost all your movies, dude.
You don't have to. I didn't do so many films also.
Hey, but that's okay, man. You can feel proud. See, our aim with the podcast is to make everybody feel proud. Whoever comes here.
Including yourselves?
No, not so much. But I'll tell you the movies of yours that I really like.
Nave rendu hitlu. Middle class melodies, baby.
Yeah.
Pushpak Vimanam.
I really liked. I really liked Pushpak
It was half of, like, sorry, it was a story of two halves. Ante genre shift ayin kada.
Correct.
People adi enduku shift chesindru genre ane space lo maatladunnam, but it's okay.
No, but I kind of liked it. Baby also. By the way, we have lots of fans of Baby in the house. It is the most discussed movie inside our this thing.
Probably it was the most discussed film of Telugu industry last year.
Yes. And like, so many contrasting opinions on Baby. The obvious opinion is whatever. Fuck it, I don't want to discuss that.
Okay.
So, can we discuss Baby or do you not want to?
No, I'm open to discuss anything under the sun, man.
Okay, cool. So, let's talk about Baby.
It's not like I know much. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know shit.
Correct.
I'm also much junior to you all. So I don't know anything.
దాంట్లో no being humble about being.
No. అంటే బేబీ సినిమా చూసినప్పుడు చెన్నైలో చూసాను అనమాట. one journalist called Sudhir Srinivasan is there. I don't know if you all know him. He's a very respected, good journalist. He, Rahul Ravindra and our friends, and they all watched it. And apparently they sat for dinner very exclusively just to chat about Baby for like a couple of hours. And they called us immediately. We were promoting it in Vizag or something. And he spoke to Saira just for so long about the film. He was raving about the performances, the music, and how the writing took it a certain way and everything. So Sudhir Srinivasan also was, I mean, I'm sure like there are sides for the movie that you were mentioning, right? For and against. These guys were for the movie and they understood like the lens that we were trying to view the film from. అంటే అందరికి మనకి వీలు అవ్వదబ్బా అసలు అందరు ఇదే స్పేస్ లో చూడాలి అనేది మనకి పవర్ అథారిటీ ఉండదు. మేము ఇట్లా చెప్తున్నాం మీరు ఇట్లనే చూడాలి అనేది ఉండదు అసలు. ఏ సినిమా కూడా ఉండదు కదా. వాళ్ళ ఇంటర్ప్రిటేషన్, వాళ్ళ పర్స్పెక్టివ్, వాళ్ళ లైఫ్ బట్టి వాళ్ళు ఆ రోజు ఎట్లా చూస్తారో సినిమా మనకు తెలియదు. ఏ ఫ్రస్ట్రేషన్తో చూస్తున్నారో కూడా తెలియదు. ఆర్ దే మైట్ బి ఎంజాయింగ్ ఇట్ ఆల్సో బికాస్ ఆఫ్ సర్టన్ థింగ్స్. And these guys raved about it and I was really shocked by Rahul's commentary.
No, and also it is art. So there should be many interpretations, I feel. So when you signed up Baby, did you have any idea that it is going to become this kind of a monstrous hit? And here is a message we wanted to deliver for a long time. Our first ever sponsors, Our sponsors are Hriday Developers, one of Hyderabad's most prolific realty brands that has a vast experience in building residential and commercial properties in Hyderabad.
అమ్మా ఇది ఒక ఖతర్నాక్ బ్రాండ్ అని చెప్పమ్మా. దే బిలీవ్ ఇన్ బీయింగ్ ఫ్యూచర్ రెడీ అండ్ సస్టైనబిలిటీ. హౌ గుడ్. అండ్ యు నో వాట్ ఇస్ దర్ ఫిలాసఫీ? డెవలపింగ్ బెటర్ ప్లేసెస్ ఫర్ టుమారో. వావ్, ఎంత బాగుంది.
And their latest project is High-Rise Alicia, a premium project of 2 and 3 BHKs built over 4 acres in the heart of Kokapet.
Oh, beautiful.
Do you like hill view, Santhosh?
I like lake view.
You get both hill view and lake view with Alicia. You also get XL balconies.
XL, not L, not M. XL.
XL balconies.
Party.
You also get 2 swimming pools.
Oh, నీకొకటి నాకొకటి.
Correct. You also get EV charging, and the whole project has been certified gold by the Indian Green Building Council.
IGBC.
Correct.
Hey, then I want to book this apartment immediately. ఎట్లా? How to do?
Call on this number right now, and one of their agents will talk to you personally.
Oh, beautiful. Alicia.
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 No? Okay, you just thought another small film in your filmography type.
I didn't even gauge that it would be so big. As in, while making it also, not just while signing it. షూటింగ్ చేసేటప్పుడు కూడా మేము చాలా గ్యాప్స్తో షూట్ చేయాల్సి వచ్చింది, ఎందుకంటే కోవిడ్ ఇవన్నీ ఉండే మధ్యలో. దానివల్ల అసలు సరే చేస్తున్నాం, మంచిగా సీన్స్ అయితే మంచిగా షేప్ అప్ అవుతుంది అనే ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఉండే. కానీ అసలు ఈవెన్ సాయిరాజ్ ఇస్ ఫర్ దట్ మ్యాటర్, ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ దీస్ love stories, if people connect, they make the biggest box office. Like love. So because more people connect to it, it's also whatever universal emotion and all that people say. Comedy cinema enta ante except Tillu Square, because it's also a sequel and it's achieved in such a massive way. Love stories have the power to get people onto, and action films of course. So it's like even if we hit ఒక 30-40 crore గ్రాస్ వస్తుంది అట్లా అనే స్పేస్ మేమంతా ఉండే, కొడితే 90 అట్లా వెళ్ళింది, విచ్ వాజ్ నాట్ ఇన్ ఆర్ మీటర్ అట్ ఆల్.
So what do you think worked in Baby? Like in your opinion?
So many things. So many things worked. First of all, the music. The music was amazing, and it was also something that people... అంటే the album was very well rounded. Oka romantic melody.
Correct.
There was this Deveraja. There's lots of fans for that song.
Yeah, correct.
And Premistunna became a very like
After the
viral,
music became
organic,
a hit.
organic hit and everything. Kani mainly it's the story. The music took us to the people in terms of promotions, because this day and age అసలు సినిమాలు జనాలకు తీసుకెళ్లాలంటేనే చాలా కష్టపడాల్సి వస్తుంది. జనాలకి ఇంత కంటెంట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు దే ఆర్ నాట్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఏ సినిమా ఏంది, సర్లే ఓ ఈ సినిమా ఉందా అని 2 weeks తర్వాత తెలుస్తుంది అనమాట. సో అది వి ప్రమోటెడ్ దట్ మూవీ ఫర్ 8-9 months ప్రీ
సింగిల్ రిలీజ్ చేసుకుంటూ వచ్చారు.
యా మెల్లగా రిలీజ్, అంటే సాంగ్స్ ఒక్కటొక్కటి మధ్యలో 2 months గ్యాప్ తీసుకుని మళ్ళీ ఇంకో సాంగ్ చేసి, ద కంటెంట్ డిమాండెడ్ దట్.
ఫస్ట్ సాంగ్ ఆఫ్ బేబీ రిలీజింగ్ ఇన్ Jan ఎప్పుడో.
December of the previous year. And our movie released in July. That, but I think majorly when people are sitting in the theater and watching the film, the irony in the subject basically. Ante people, there's some story, there's some Russian novel or something, it's called the White Lotus. It's basically about 3 lovers, and that's been made into a film over like 50-60 years.
Savaria is also kind of
Savaria,
Sanjay Leela Bhansali's-
there's many Tamil films made on this. It's all around three people in love. It's a triangular love or whatever. Somehow, I don't know what human emotion connects to it, but it's always worked in art.
Correct.
This love. Because I think everyone in some small way goes through this emotion. Heartbreak or falling in love. And then when I heard the story, I loved Rajesh Anna. First of all, gave me a very bad narration. He also very openly says certain interviews, and also I am very freely saying it. అంటే ఆయన వచ్చి కూర్చుండు, ఇది మిడిల్ క్లాస్ మెలడీస్ కన్నా ముందే
ఓకే
వచ్చి కూర్చొని సార్ అని పిలుస్తున్నాను. నేను ఇంకా చిన్నోనే మిడిల్ క్లాస్, ఎందుకు నన్ను ఎందుకు సార్ పిలుస్తున్నా అంటే, దిస్ ద ఫస్ట్ సీరియస్ యాక్టర్ ఐమ్ నరేటింగ్ అ స్టోరీ టు అన్నాడు. అదేందబ్బా ఎట్లా అంటుండ్రు అనుకున్నా. అండ్ వన్స్ యూ స్టార్ట్ ఆన్ దట్ నోట్ ఈ కాన్వర్జేషన్ నరేషన్ ముందే అయిపోయింది కదా, నరేషన్ కూడా కొంచెం ఇట్లా షేకీగా అవుతుంది కదా, అట్లనే అయిందనమాట. కానీ ఆ నరేషన్లో నాకు 2 points క్రేజీగా అనిపించినాయి, విచ్ వాస్ ద ఇంటర్వెల్ బ్లాక్, which is this guy very innocently and naively texting, I love you, I love you, I love you baby, and she succumbing and just kissing that guy. I thought there was lots of irony in that. And then the Premistuna song visual, this guy again stupidly behaving, and that girl falling or succumbing to the pressure of
that his other lover.
సో నాకు ఈ 2 ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ గుర్తున్నాయి స్టోరీలో, మిగతాది ఏం అర్థం కాలే నాకు పెద్దగా. అన్న ఇంకొక నరేషన్ పెట్టుకుందాం అన్న, అండ్ ఐ లవ్ ద వే హీ వాజ్ నరేటింగ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్.
ఓకే
సో దోస్ పాయింట్స్ ఐ థింక్ పీపుల్ వర్ ఎంగేజ్డ్ విత్ మోర్ దెన్ ఎంటర్టైన్. దిస్ ఫిల్మ్ ఇస్ నాట్ టు ఎంటర్టైన్. ఈ రోజుల్లో థియేటర్లో కూర్చోవాలంటే ఎంగేజ్మెంట్ అయితే అట్లనే కూర్చుంటారు. అండ్ దట్ మూవీ మేమంతా కొత్త, నాట్ దాట్ వెల్ నోన్ యాక్టర్స్ వాట్ ఎవర్ కదా. మ్యూజిక్ డైరెక్టర్ కూడా పెద్ద పేరు లేకుండే దానికన్నా ముందు. హీ డిడ్ మెనీ ప్రైవేట్ ఆల్బమ్స్, వెరీ వెల్ నోన్ ఇన్ దాట్ సర్కిల్, బట్ నాట్ త్రూ ఫిల్మ్స్. మేమంతా కొత్త వాళ్ళం, కానీ 2 hours 53 minutes కూర్చోబెట్టి, ఇట్స్ నాట్ అ నార్మల్ థింగ్. ఐ థింక్ పీపుల్ జస్ట్ థ్రో ఇట్ అవే టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ ద వాట్ ఎవర్ మారల్ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ అవన్నీ. కానీ క్రాఫ్ట్ వైజ్ to make people sit for 2 hours 53 minutes in this day and age with lesser known actors
not easy
is crazy. And that is completely Rajesh. Normal thing kaadu.
That I agree. That also I agree. I also many times చాలా మంది అడిగినప్పుడు ఈ మోరల్ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ ఏంటో నాకు అర్థం కాదు భయ్, బట్ కూర్చున్నంతసేపు చూస్తున్నంతసేపు ఐ వాంటెడ్ టు నో వాట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ ఆర్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద అవుట్కమ్. ఈ ఇద్దరు క్యారెక్టర్స్ కి ఆర్ ముగ్గురు క్యారెక్టర్స్ కి వాట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి ద అవుట్కమ్ అనేది ఒక క్యూరియాసిటీతో కూర్చోబెట్టింది.
దట్ ఈస్ ది ఎంగేజ్మెంట్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ కదా. అంతే, ఈ సీన్ లో ఏం జరుగుతుంది, ప్రతి సీన్ లో ఏదో ఒక డ్రామా నడుస్తుంటుంది, ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్తా ఉంటాం. అండ్ నో వేర్ వర్ వి ఫూలింగ్ ది ఆడియన్స్. ఇలా జరుగుతుంది అంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను షూటింగ్ చేసేటప్పుడు హర్ష సీన్ ఉంది కదా, నా పిల్లరా అని ఏడుస్తా కదా, ఫోన్లో చూపిస్తాడు హర్ష. సో ఐ వాజ్ అజ్యూమింగ్ వెన్ ఐ వాజ్ యాక్టింగ్ ఆన్ దట్ డే ఆన్ సెట్, వీ విల్ రివీల్ దిస్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. ఫోన్లో చూపించే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కూడా ఫస్ట్ టైం ఆడియన్స్కి అప్పుడే చూపిస్తాం అని అనుకున్నాం. ఇట్స్ లైక్ అ షాక్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ అని నేను అట్లా అజ్యూమ్ చేస్తాను. సార్ చేయాలి అట్లా ఎందుకు చేస్తాం? లేదు, వీఆర్ ఆల్రెడీ షోయింగ్ దిస్ టు ది ఆడియన్స్. దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ టు సర్ప్రైజ్ షాక్ పీపుల్.
అది ట్విస్ట్ కాదు,
it's not for twist material. This is for, we want to travel with these characters emotionally. So imagine the audience is already knowing everything, but the characters are understanding it later.
You're the last person to know.
I am the last person to know. So they are living with my character at that point. So nowhere were we trying to fool the audience like a thriller kind of story or horror kind of story. We just wanted to show these emotions of love that people can get confused by. అంటే కొంతమంది చిన్న నిబ్బిలు అంటారు కదా, బేసిక్లీ వాట్ ఇస్, ఐ నెవర్ న్యూ వాట్ దాట్ వాజ్. Later on someone told me this nice definition, actually Rajesh only I think told me this definition, that some people love they don't see it as an action or as a thing, as companionship. దే లవ్ ద ఫీలింగ్ ఆఫ్ లవ్.
Love, yeah.
Correct.
అట్లాంటి వాళ్ళే ఇట్లాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్లో పడతారు. అండ్ దట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ అ లాట్ ఇన్
Especially in Telugu states.
ఇన్ తెలుగు స్టేట్స్, తమిళనాడు ఆల్సో. We were actually inspired by
తమిళనాడులో
Tamil
కూడా
Nadu.
కరెక్ట్.
It happens a lot. I don't know if it is art making them feel that way or naturally they feel that way and it comes into art forms. అది తెలియదు.
కరెక్ట్.
ఎందుకంటే మన పాటలు, మన
సినిమాలు, ఆ కమల్ హాసన్ సినిమాలు అన్ని, ఐ ఫీల్ కమల్ హాసన్ ఇస్ రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ ఫర్ దట్. డోంట్ యూ ఫీల్ లైక్ దెర్ ఇస్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ లైక్ ట్రాజిక్ కమల్ హాసన్ మూవీస్ దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ glorify love and
Sacrificing or
maybe I don't know, it's just my theory, but that is true what you're saying, that in Tamil and Telugu there is that
there's massive, and it can be there sparsely throughout the world and everything. I'm sure like in the Hindi heartland also this is massively there because we see those reels and all that. It happens a lot in our society, so we were inspired by that. అంటే సేలంలో ఒకటి జరిగింది ఇట్లా ట్రయాంగులర్ లవ్ స్టోరీ, ఎప్పుడో సమ్ 10 years back or whatever. Some auto driver like this, I think all three of them hurt each other physically because of jealousy and
okay
understanding that she's not only in love with me అనేది ఏదో అయింది అట్లా.
okay
అక్కడి నుంచి ఒక చిన్న న్యూస్ పేపర్ క్లిప్పింగ్ నుంచి ఈయనకి సారా జేషన్కి ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ ఏంటంటే అసలు వాళ్ళు అలాంటి స్పేస్లకి ఎందుకు వెళ్తారు. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద థింగ్ దట్ హ్యాపెన్స్
okay
in their minds essentially that they get into this situation. So that was the intention that we made the film, and I think most of the audience saw it that way and they loved it. That's why it showed in the collections or box office or whatever.
I also totally connect. My first love story was also triangle love story. So.
please tell us, were you
చెప్పేస్తున్నా.
Anand or were you
I was
Viraj.
neither of the people got the girl, but I was in that Anand's situation where అరే నాతో క్లోజ్ గా ఉండే, అండ్ ఆ టైం ఇనిషియల్ టైమ్స్ లో you
I have one more theory about this. Go on, sorry.
like so ఆ టైంలో you cannot define like 18-19 ఉన్నప్పుడు you cannot ask the girl also, hey, are you with me?
correct
Yeah,
Are we in this relationship?
especially coming from our background.
That is the first girl I was talking to. I fell off in love. So you
what
can't.
did you like? Just the XY chromosomes, just the fact that she's a woman.
No, you said like some people like to just love.
Yeah.
So I was waiting all. అప్పటికి మూవీస్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్, like I would say ఆర్ట్ అంటే ఇక మూవీస్ నుంచి కొంచెం ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ అయినా.
మనం అంత పెద్ద సినిమాలు చూడలేదు కదా.
లేదు,
పిచ్చిగా
సంతోష్
చూస్తాడు.
చూసేవాడు.
నేను
అవునా?
సంతోష్ కట్ కేక్ ఫర్ ఖుషి 100 days in 8th 9th of
in high school. In high school, yeah. So I would cut Friday reviews. I'd keep the posters, give them without the posters. Friday reviews.
కానీ మనకి అవి తీసేస్తుండే కదా.
I was the guy who-
అంటే
యూ హ్యాడ్ దట్ ప్రివిలేజ్ ఇంకా.
I was a newspaper boy.
Crazy.
so which movie is releasing, all that, so
Okay.
like he would watch the movies and come narrate them to me later, so I would not watch movies.
My brother also did this.
Yeah.
అంటే
like a whole 3-hour narration.
బాలు పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ సినిమా ఒకటి బాలు అని.
ABCDGF.
ఆ సినిమా చూసి విజయ్ వెంట అండ్ టోల్డ్ హిస్ క్లాస్మేట్స్ యాజ్ ఇఫ్ హీ రోట్ దట్ స్టోరీ. అంటే వాళ్ళ సినిమా చూడలేదు కదా. అరే ఒక మనం దర్శనంలో కూర్చున్నప్పుడు గంటలు అట్లనే కూర్చోదు.
అవునవును.
సో కూర్చొని ఆయన స్టోరీ అంతా చెప్పిండంట. తర్వాత వీళ్ళు ఎప్పుడో సమ్మర్ హాలిడేస్లో ఆ సినిమా చూస్తే ఈ అమ్మాయి స్టోరీ చెప్పిండా అని అట్లా తెలిసింది.
Oh shit, this is a nice gangster story అది.
I don't remember it now, but yeah. And I don't know if you guys know these guys, your juniors, Vijay and all, did this rowdy thing. అంటే మీరు చెప్పింది కదా ఇప్పుడు మన స్కూల్ బౌండరీస్ బయట అడుగు పెట్టాలంటేనే పెద్ద అసలు స్కూల్లో
It's a crime. There's no section.
బిగ్గెస్ట్ క్రైమ్. యూ విల్ ప్రాబ్లీ బి కిక్డ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ స్కూల్. వీళ్ళు ప్రతి ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఫర్ అ డ్యూరేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యూ సండేస్ దే వుడ్ గో టు కొత్త చెరువు వేర్ ద నియరెస్ట్ థియేటర్ వాస్ అండ్ వాచ్ ఫిల్మ్స్.
What? How?
Man, that's some Pablo Escobar shit.
Some guys would do that.
But how would you get time?
నీ వాళ్ళ బ్యాచ్ లో దే హ్యాడ్ దిస్
Supriya
ఉంటాడు కదా మీ
కొంతమంది ఉంటుండే.
No, Vijay's batch లో సుప్రియ ఉంది.
యా హీ వాస్ దేర్. కానీ బేసిక్లీ సండే పొద్దున మనం వెళ్ళాలి కదా దర్శనానికి. వాళ్ళు ఆ దర్శనం స్లైట్లీ వెళ్ళి
So you know what?
ఇప్పుడు ఆ స్కూల్కి అసలు ఇది దే వుడ్ బి షాక్డ్.
You know what our batch did? We were like the first guys to break into the internet. So when these discourses would go on, no?
Yeah.
So discourses ante they would go on for like 3 hours, 4 hours.
They would be talking about philosophy, life, religion. Yeah.
Appudu legendary
Hriday.
people, all these people, they would go. We'll go from Kulwant Hall to Purnachandra Hall.
Yeah.
So ఆ గ్యాప్ లో ఇట్లా వాటర్ తాగస్తా అని చెప్పేసి they will like go 3 hours, sit in internet cafes per hour 60 rupees అప్పట్లో. And 5 guys would like sit.
కానీ వాళ్ళకి తెలిసిపోతే కదా మనం
అదే సో
obviously white and white zone లేవు.
ఎంత జుట్టు
చిన్న పిల్లలు ఎంత వచ్చేసి కూర్చొని చూస్తున్నారు అంటే ఫోటో స్టూడియో గైస్ చూస్తారు కదా. They told Pravina sir or someone.
Dude, it's the scariest moment in my life. Even now, I get kind of jitters when I remember. So we were watching some shit, not even like porn, man. Some like actor photo. Somebody's playing Road Rash. You know those dumb flash games. Suddenly, venkal nunchi, Ish, brother. Oh fuck! Like I got a heart attack almost, man. Even now, I'm like, Ish, what are you doing? Oh fuck! Once again, here we go, Ankuna. So
like 5 guys were caught. From them, like they were brought to the high school campus, and they were kneeling down
outside.
No, inside the corridor.
Okay.
Jordan was like with his stick, and then we all come back from darshan.
He's our warden.
Yeah, he's our warden. Rambo. He has many names. Jordan, Rambo.
Rambo is Rammohan.
Oh, Rammohan, sir. Sorry. He was John.
John. Yeah.
And he looked like fucking. You remember how he used to look like a John Travolta, like chiseled, fit guy.
We would call him. There was that cartoon, no, where that hair was like that big.
Johnny Bravo.
We used to call him Johnny Bravo sometimes. Yeah.
So that time, these people were caught. They were put inside the corridor, and our batch is like atla ostundi darshanam nunchi ostundi, and we got to know these guys are caught. Now all their friends were like shivering. For what were they caught? They were caught in an internet cafe. Ante people just like came. No one met these people. Fucked off outside. And they were like sitting, and then slowly next in some 1 week, some 30 guys were pulled out, who all have gone to this thing, and that was just before 10th standard final exams.
Oh shit!
So your next year 11th standard admission was at stake, and who all were caught, all were like kicked out.
Shit.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
And then we applied in +2 also.
రాలేదు.
లేదు, నాకు వచ్చింది ఇంటర్వ్యూ కాల్. సంతోష్ రాలేదు.
Okay.
So he's like, brother, I did many bad things in 2 years. That's why I didn't get seat. And then I thought, okay, what bad thing can you do? Like, you must have jacked off like anything in the 2 years. But yeah, that was my traumatic. Have you made your peace with like Puttaparthi, and generally, like, what do you think of the school life?
నాకు యాక్చువల్లీ గుడ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్. ఐ హావ్ సీన్ మెనీ పీపుల్ అవుట్ సైడ్ హూ హ్యాడ్ లైక్ హూ కుడెంట్ బ్రేక్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ద షెల్. ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఆ ఎక్స్పోజర్ లేకపోతే చాలామంది అసలు ఆ దాంట్లోనే ఉండిపోతారు. సో మెనీ పీపుల్ ఫియర్ టాకింగ్ టు గర్ల్స్. నాకు కూడా ఒక 2 years అది హైదరాబాద్కి వచ్చినాక ఆఫ్టర్ 10th ఐ కేమ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్టర్ 10th అని ఒక 2 years ఒక్క అమ్మాయితో మాట్లాడలే. వాళ్ళు వీనికి యాటిట్యూడ్, ఎందుకు ఒకటి ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడతాడు ఆడు అనే జోన్లోకి వచ్చేస్తుండే. మన తెలుగు అసలు దరిద్రంగా ఉంటుండే బికాస్ ఆఫ్ everyone was from different states or whatever. And then took me so much time. And I remember this incident. I went to Narayana in Dilshuk Nagar. So that was
Because they won't let you talk also, no?
Not just let. A college system only was so terrible. You are bound in classroom, some 100 people in like this small room or whatever. And then I'm like, I came from Puttaparthi where you had like fresh air. You could play sports for 4 hours every day maybe. You had like competitions. You could do dramas and all this. And now I'm just sitting with books. I can't speak with anybody because నాకు అసలు కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ లేదు లైఫ్లో అనేది. చాలా ఆల్మోస్ట్ 1 year కష్టపడ్డా. సమ్ పీపుల్ హూ ఆర్ మోర్ ఇంక్లైన్ టువర్డ్స్ స్పీకింగ్ ఇంగ్లీష్ వాళ్ళతో మెల్లగా వెళ్ళి ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ చేసుకొని వాళ్ళతో కూర్చొని మెల్ల తెలుగులో మాట్లాడడానికి ప్రయత్నిస్తూ వన్ డే ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ సేయింగ్ ఇద్దరు ఐ సెడ్ 2 అంటే 2 టీచర్స్ వస్తున్నారు. దే టుక్ మై కేస్. Then for 6 more months I didn't speak in Telugu. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not doing this anymore. Imagine then talking to girls. For me, engineering లో కూడా పెద్ద మాట్లాడకపోతున్నాయి అమ్మాయిలు. మెల్లగా టు బ్రేక్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ మై షెల్, థర్డ్ ఇయర్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్.
You directly fast forwarded to third year?
Yeah, I didn't, man. 2 years of intermediate.
Okay.
And then
2 years of engineering?
Only like
Tells us
close
circle.
friends of only 4 or 5 friends in my class.
అందరు guys ఏమల్లా.
All guys, yeah. Mella Vijay by this time was breaking out into like wanting to get into acting. Chinna appuduke నాకు తెలిసి Life is Beautiful auditions avanni ayinayi.
Correct.
He was doing some theaters.
Correct. Sutradhar, no?
Sutradhar he went to.
By the way, Sutradhar is the toughest theater. I don't know if they're still there.
Yeah,
They're still there?
Yeah. Whenever
Sutradhar, if you are interested to become an actor, you should try. First of all, you'll not get selected.
Yeah, impossible.
Because Vinay Verma is very selective about his students. But that is the place to go. Sorry for
I also went there.
Oh, you also went to Sutradhar?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So మా విజయ్ ఇట్లా ఎయిమ్లెస్ ఉంటుండే ఆ టైంలో. మనం అంతా కుర్రోలం, ఏం చేస్తామో తెలియదు. అప్పుడే కాలేజ్, కొంచెం ఫ్రీడమ్, బైకులు అప్పుడే దొరికింటాయి. మై డాడ్ ఇస్ టు టేక్ మై బ్రదర్స్ కేస్. ఏం చేస్తున్నావు ఆ లైఫ్ తోటి, ఇట్లా కాదు. హీ న్యూ వినయ్ వర్మ సార్. సో ఈ సెడ్ ఐఎమ్ కష్టపడి ఓ 30,000 సంపాదించి వినయ్ వర్మ సార్కి ఇచ్చి, I think 3-month course or something. You have to wake up at 5 a.m. and go.
Yeah, correct.
That's where Vijay's discipline started. The first thing that he does in that acting school is you have to first of all align your chappal properly. That's where your coaching starts. And then every day one guy takes responsibility of sweeping that classroom or that room where we where we rehearse or whatever. So I saw Vijay at that point, like slowly getting some focus and everything. He started doing some other theater, Ingenium Dramatics and okati untunde. So that was a young batch of kids who were studying theater abroad. వాళ్ళు వచ్చి ఇక్కడ ప్లేస్ చేస్తున్నాయి, ఇంగ్లీష్లో ప్లేస్ చేస్తున్నాయి అన్నమాట. సో అన్న దాంట్లో జాయిన్ అయ్యాడు. మళ్ళీ నేను దానికి వెళ్ళి అక్కడ స్టేజ్, బ్యాక్ స్టేజ్ ఆర్ట్ వర్క్ ఉంటుంది కదా, పోయి ఫాస్ట్గా టేబుల్స్ ప్లేస్ చేయాలి. ఆ సెట్ బాయ్ ఇది ఒకటి చేసిన. అక్కడ చాలా మంది అమ్మాయిలు ఉంటారు. అప్పుడు మెల్లమెల్ల షైగా మాట్లాడడం మొదలు పెడితే పీపుల్ యూస్ టు టేక్ మై కేస్ దేర్ ఆల్సో దేర్ అండ్ దెన్ slowly I did one play. So that's where I got confidence first of all to speak out loud, and that's so it took a while to break out from that schooling thing.
Correct. But third year engineering lo ఏమైంది? You were saying
third engineering లో ఈ ప్లే చేసిన అన్నమాట. So that's
you spoke with the girl.
Yeah,
but you didn't fall immediately in love.
I fell. Same experience.
No, I remember the villain in your life. So Santhosh would call me that time. So I was like broke. I was doing some odd jobs in Bhubaneswar, call center and all. So I didn't have mobile phone. So then when I got my first phone, Santhosh would call and give me updates on his life. So I remember one big villain used to be there in your life. Who used to talk to that girl. What was his name?
He is also from Odisha only.
What was his name?
Dude,
I spoke about him for like years. I'm surprised you forgot his name. But some...
Not Ronak is this guy.
Some tragic story it was. And then finally nothing happened, right?
It was like baby story only. Like.
Yeah.
not very intensely, but like on the top layer.
Yeah.
అప్పుడు తెలుగు మూవీస్ చూసే ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ అవుతాం కదా. ఐ వాజ్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ విత్ తెలుగు మూవీస్ ఓన్లీ.
అవునా?
లవ్ అంటే డెఫినేషన్ నాకు తెలుగు మూవీస్ నుంచే తీసుకున్నాను నేను. లైక్ కన్యాదానం చూసినప్పుడు ఐ థాట్ లవ్ ఇస్ సాక్రిఫైస్ బికాస్ హీ సాక్రిఫైసెస్ హిస్ వైఫ్ ఫర్ హిస్ లవర్. సో దట్ ఓకే దిస్ దట్. సో ఆ కన్ఫ్యూజన్లో సంథింగ్ ఓన్లీ ఐ వాస్ డూయింగ్ లైక్ ఫ్రెండ్షిప్. దెన్ దెర్ వాజ్ దిస్ మూవీస్ వేర్ అరే నువ్వు ఫ్రెండ్కి ప్రపోజ్ చేస్తే మన ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ ఖరాబ్ అవుతుందంటే, సో ఐ కుడెంట్ లైక్ ప్రపోజ్ చేయం కదా ఫ్రెండ్కి. అరే ఫ్రెండ్కి ప్రపోజ్ చేస్తే ఉన్న ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ కూడా పోతుంది అంటారని పక్కన ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ చెప్తారు.
Well, they all are fucking virgins. Like it's not like they have any experience with women.
No, before actually your friends fall in love. అంటే లే she's hitting on you అరే చెప్తున్నా నువ్వు మాట్లాడు. Before you they only fall in love, then make you fall in love.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, I like this girl in class, again +2.
Okay.
So same story, dude. I think everybody from Puttaparthi suffers from that same issue.
Okay,
which is that you can't talk to girls. And then, so it's not like you don't have confidence. You have the confidence, but you just don't have the, like the skills, like the vocabulary.
ఎట్లా మాట్లాడాలో.
Yeah. So there was this girl I really liked and she was like cute and all. So I spoke to her 6 words in 2 years. are you coming to the picnic? That's it.
In 2 years.
In 2 years, 6 words I spoke.
But every night you would think about it.
Every fucking night, I'd be like, oh shit, what do I do with this? It's like plus 2 love is an intense love. There is no love like plus 2 love.
So now you know why baby works.
I totally get it, man.
No, నేను ఆ టైంలో ఉన్నప్పుడు వాట్ ఐ వుడ్ టెల్ మై ఫ్రెండ్స్, అరే అమ్మాయి నాకంటే ఎంత ఇష్టం అంటే ఒక రూమ్లో మమ్మల్ని వదిలేస్తే పీపుల్ విల్ థింక్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ రాంగ్, నో, బట్ ఐ విల్ లైక్ సే ఒక రూమ్లో మమ్మల్ని వదిలేస్తే నేను తన ఒక కార్నర్, నేను ఇంకో కార్నర్ పూజిస్తుంటారా అని చెప్తుంది. దిస్ వాజ్ లిటరలీ వాట్ ఐ టోల్డ్ మై ఫ్రెండ్స్. And then I kind of I admit it, I surpassed that. Then after that I kind of unko definition of, even now I don't know what exactly true definition of love is, but that was like my assumption, or like how I like
Anand character.
That's what I'm saying. Naaku I have no qualms against like what the moral stance even చెప్పినప్పుడు baby. I didn't like when immediately after we came out of the movie, Hriday and Shalini were like arguing,
discussing,
so I like, hey, నాకు నచ్చింది మామా, నాకు I liked it, he kept me entertained, so I love it అని, because I could relate to.
As in if you try please everybody, audience, 100% audience ఆ ట్రై చేసే యాక్షన్స్లోనే ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఓవర్ బర్డెన్సమ్. దాంట్లోనే మనం సగం కిల్ చేస్తాం. మనం ఏ పాయింట్ చెప్పాలనుకుంటామో యాజ్ ఎ డైరెక్టర్, ఎస్పెషలీ హీరోస్ డోంట్ డూ మచ్ హియర్, బట్ డైరెక్టర్స్ వాట్ దే వాంట్ టు సే, ఇఫ్ దే ఓపెన్లీ కెన్ సే ఇట్, అండ్ దాని తర్వాత డిస్కషన్ ఏ విధంగా అవని, దట్ ఈస్ టు ది ఆడియన్స్ టు డిస్కస్. మనం దాన్ని కంట్రోల్ చేయగలం. అట్లీస్ట్ వీ షుడ్ బీ ఏబుల్ టు పుట్ అవుట్ సంథింగ్. ఇఫ్ యువర్ సో మెనీ పీపుల్ were saying, how can you even make this film, even for like say Animal or whatever, your opinion can be problematic, or opinion can be, oh, this is a great film, we need this kind of film. Spectrum line undachu, but it's okay to discuss about it. It's okay, just talk about it. Don't say don't make this film.
That is draconian.
That's not correct.
Because then we are cutting off voices. Then
correct.
I don't know.
Correct.
So that's going to happen.
And
in some sense, like, ఒక విధంగా కాలిఫోర్నియా నుంచి ఇది అవుతుంది అనుకుంటా, ఓవర్ సెన్సిటివైజేషన్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్. ఇట్స్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ వరల్డ్ ఇస్ డ్రివెన్ ఫ్రమ్ దేర్ కదా, అక్కడ నుంచే మొత్తం మారిపోతుంది కదా. ఈ కాన్వర్సేషన్ మొత్తం ఏషియాలకు కూడా వచ్చేస్తుంది మెల్లగా. అది
పొలిటికల్ కరెక్ట్నెస్.
if I'm going to say this, even before saying anything, we're going to say, I'm going to talk about this. If you think you're not going to like it, please leave. అరే నువ్వు చెప్పలేదు ఎందుకు ముందే, అది ఎక్కువ జరుగుతుంది. And that I think is going to, I don't know what's going to happen with it.
No, I think it will come full circle, and then people will be like, fuck all of you, I don't care, because already US law now cancel culture is being cancelled.
You know, very fast.
All the people who are cancelled are being booked now. As in booked for shows or whatever. So I think it will turn a full circle. We just got what they had 5 years ago. And then this will also kind of, I think, go off. I don't know. But I'm very curious to ask the next generation, Shravan, do your generation people also feel intense plus 2 love? Yeah? Oh shit, so that goes on from generation.
That is biological, I think. It is it is not by influence then. Ante aa phase lo ade nibbi atla ఆ టైంలో everyone has to pass through that. Later you admit it or not is up to you, but you will pass through ఆ tunnel lo.
But the thing is, some guys come out of it very well. Some guys are dead, because they don't fall in love again for 10 years. And you see that so many people around you.
Have you seen those like, అరే మామ వాడు లవ్ ఫెయిలియర్ మామ, సో యూ ఆస్క్ ఏమైందిరా అంటే 8th standard లో
లవ్ ఫెయిలియర్ is only Telugu word.
లవ్ ఫెయిలియర్. you met those guys, they are called love failure. మామ వాడితో మాట్లాడు మామ వాడు లవ్ ఫెయిలియర్ అంటారు.
అంటే త్రూ ప్రమోటింగ్ బేబీ, దట్ story I connected with emotionally. Not that I went through all those circumstances or whatever, of course. So నేను మా సినిమా అయిపోయి రిలీజ్ అయిపోయింది, హిట్ అయింది, whatever, and we're going around AP. So many people are coming and telling me, అరే ఇది నాకు జరిగింది, ది స్పెసిఫిక్ థింగ్ నా ఫ్రెండ్కే జరిగింది. ఎందుకు మా మూవీ టీంలోనే సడన్లీ నేను ఆయనని చాలా రెస్పెక్ట్తో పనిచేస్తున్నాం కదా, చాలా 1-2 years పనిచేస్తాం, పోస్ట్ ప్రొడక్షన్ చూస్తాం అది. సో ప్రతిదానికి ఆయనకే ఫోన్ చేసి ఎప్పుడు ఏంటి అట్లాంటివి ఉంటాయి కదా. suddenly we realize that even this person at some point faced this and he's still going through it. So I'm like, dude, this okay, this thing exists in society where people don't come out of love failure or don't move on
కరెక్ట్. అవునవును.
as effectively as the next person will. Some people just itla move on అయిపోతారు,
అవునవును.
మర్చిపోతారు. సరే, దే సీ లైఫ్ as very differently. Some people think ఈ పర్సన్ లేకపోతే లైఫ్ గాన్ అనేది.
They don't recover again back to.
చాలా ఏళ్ళు పడుతుంది. లేకపోతే చాలా రెస్ట్రిక్టివ్గా ఏదో పుష్ చేసి అరేంజ్ మ్యారేజ్ చేసుకుంటారు.
అవునవును, కరెక్ట్.
ఆ పెళ్లిలో కూడా ఒక 2 years అట్లనే ఉంటారు.
అవునవును.
సో చాలా
Then they'll, after kids ఎవరో పుట్టినప్పుడు, then they'll maybe just get back to normal life. But yeah, కొంతమంది
watch this movie called Past Lives. I don't know if you guys watch.
Past lives.
It's amazing. It's like Baby in the South Korean universe.
Oh shit.
And handled in a very different way.
Okay.
Oh,
Such a beautiful film, this also.
Okay.
Watch it.
A24 movie it is.
Yeah, A24. Yeah. It's amazing.
no, because I liked it also at one point where ఇప్పుడు ఎవరు తప్పు చేస్తున్నారు, బేబీ తప్పు చేస్తుందా, ఆనంద్ తప్పు చేస్తున్నా అనే క్వశ్చన్ వరకు when you're watching it goes on. బ్రిడ్జ్ పైన క్లైమాక్స్ లో when you say ఇక నేను మారను, నేను ఇట్లనే ఉంటా, she comes a full circle. Okay, fine, నేను తప్పు చేసిన, but now accept me. So there she gave you a chance as the character. She did give you a chance for you to okay fine ఇప్పుడైనా తీసుకోవచ్చు. But I felt like okay, అప్పుడు ఇద్దరు కలిసిపోతే then it will be like a routine love story where అరే తప్పు తెలుసుకొని మళ్ళీ వచ్చేసింది, ఇప్పుడు యాక్సెప్ట్ చేసిండు. I like the point where okay fine, you stuck with, even though you're going to get fucked up and you're going to lose yourself, stuck being that loser, and you went ahead and అరే ఇంకో just it's a thought actually.
It's just stupidity అంతే.
Stupidity. You just think అరే ఫైన్ పర్లేదు, ఇక నువ్వు ఇంత ప్రేమించినావు, ఒక్కదానికి నువ్వు ఫర్గివ్ చేయలేవా అనే ఒక థాట్ కూడా వస్తుంది. బట్ హీ చోస్ నాట్ టు ఫర్గివ్ చేయాలని అనిపించలేదు.
అండ్ చాలా మంది ఉంటారు అట్లా.
ఉంటారు.
యూ కాంట్ గెట్ ఓవర్. అండ్ ఇన్ దట్ సీన్ ఓన్లీ స్టార్టింగ్ లో చెప్తాడు కదా, ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు నేను కాదు, నువ్వు వాడు గుర్తిస్తున్నారు అదే మన మైండ్ అట్లా. ఒక
that was a real honest line. Because generally dialogues don't go as raw as that. But if you've been insecure, that's what goes on in your mind all the time, right? Like you can't fight that.
And from the foot-over bridge scene, actually just after the foot-over bridge scene, there was a beautiful scene we had to remove for length purposes or whatever. విరాజ్ నేను అంటే ఆ ముందు సీన్లో మేము పోలీస్ స్టేషన్కి వెళ్ళి మమ్మల్ని కొడతారు కదా, ఎట్లా హ్యాండిల్ చేసినంటే ఇప్పుడు ప్రజెంట్ డేకి వస్తే నేను ఇట్లా గడ్డం ఇట్లా మొత్తం హెయిర్ పెట్టుకొని వెరీ అన్కెంప్ట్, వెరాజ్ విరాజ్ ఇస్ కమింగ్ ఇన్ అ నైస్ కార్, హీస్ మూవ్డ్ ఆన్, బట్ హీస్ ఆల్సో హ్యావింగ్ టు కమ్ అండ్ డూ ద కోర్ట్ ప్రొసీజర్స్ వాట్ ఎవర్. ఆ స్పేస్లో మేము వెళ్తాం, మళ్ళీ బయటికి వస్తుంటే వాడు నాకు డబ్బులు ఇస్తాడు, పెట్టుకో నీకు మందుకు అవసరం అవుతుంది అంటే ఇట్లా ఇచ్చేసి మళ్ళీ వాని దగ్గర నుంచే మనం పాకెట్ నుంచే ఇంకో 300 రూపీస్ ఎంతో ఎక్కువ పెట్టేసుకొని మళ్ళీ మందుకు పనికి వస్తుంది అని పెట్టేసుకొని వెళ్ళిపోతుంటుంది, నడుస్తుంటుంది. ఇట్స్ ఆల్ మ్యూజిక్లీ హ్యాండిల్డ్ ఓన్లీ, నాట్ లైక్ విత్ డైలాగ్స్ వాట్ ఎవర్. అండ్ సడన్లీ విరాజ్ ఫ్రెండ్ హూ అకంపెనీస్ హిమ్ టు ద కోర్ట్ ఆస్క్స్, ఏంది వీడు ఇట్లా అయిపోయాడు, ముందు బాగానే ఉండే కదా, ఆటో నడుపుకుంటూనే ఏంది జుట్టు ఇట్లా తాగపోతులాగా అయిపోయాడు అంటే, దెన్ విరాజ్ says something about time and how time heals, but it heals everything for different people in different ways. అంటే నాకు నేను ఫాస్ట్గా మూవ్ ఆన్ అయిపోయినా, నాకు బికాస్ హీ హ్యాస్ దట్ సిస్టమ్ కదా, ఈజ్ వెల్ ఆఫ్, హీ హ్యాస్ డిఫరెంట్ థింగ్స్ టు ఫోకస్ ఆన్, మేబీ హ్యాస్ సమ్ వర్క్. వైష్ణవి, because of how her father was taking care of her, maybe she moved on and she accepted and said okay, I'll get married, whatever it is, I have to move on.
And she gave you a chance also, still you are rigid gunnavu.
And this guy is the only guy because he never respected his mom. He never saw anything else after his 10th standard in this basti apart from her. He was never physically involved with her, he always imagined her in a very loving. So his world in his mind was just her. So he never moved on. So that was the intention of the film essentially.
Yeah, it came across.
And also at the end of the movie, she is the one who gets the happy ending.
Yeah.
If you see, right, in a way, because she is moved on and she's chosen somebody else. And
she gets married, he just comes, sees her getting married, and that time at least he would have repented.
Yeah. I was actually curious what happens to the other guy, Viraj, actually.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now this makes sense that
Yeah,
that scene was cut
as
out.
in it was there, but we had to remove it. We thought we'll add it for digital platforms at least, but then that didn't work out. Yeah.
Well, that is about baby. Right? And Tarun, నీకైందా ఇలా నిబ్బా నిబ్బి లవ్ లేదా
ఏ అందరికి అవుతుందిరా.
ఏ కమాన్ తరుణ్ నో ఏంటి ఏ మాకు కూడా బాయ్స్ స్కూల్
He's 20 years. It's starting now.
ఓ అవుతాం మామ గెట్ రెడీ నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ సో లెట్స్ టాక్ అబౌట్ అదర్ మూవీ యాక్చువల్లీ మై ఫేవరెట్
Middle Class Melody.
మై ఫేవరెట్ ఫిల్మ్ ఇన్ యువర్ ఫిల్మోగ్రఫీ is Middle Class Melodies.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thoroughly enjoyed it for a number of reasons.
Okay.
One is I had very little expectations from
Okay.
Middle Class Melodies.
Yeah.
And it was a direct OTT release.
Yeah, yeah. And it was also at a time when there was not so much content also.
Yeah,
Yes,
correct.
yes, yes.
So
It's
it
on
came
Prime.
as a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
And we were suffering, man. That fucking
Yeah,
COVID.
pandemic, no? And for me it was interesting because I had watched the movie in Arukku. So me and Kumar had gone to Arukku.
Correct.
And we actually had Bombay chutney at that time.
Oh,
In
okay.
Arukku. Right? And it was like this meta, fuck the word meta, but it was like this thing about when I had Bombay chutney, because it was hyped so much in the movie, I had it and it's like actually nothing. It is like a very simple chutney, right? It is not that
It's not like some.
mind blowing
Yeah.
chutney.
Yeah.
But then that is true of the movie also. Like it is just a simple movie with
Yeah.
the right flavors, and I completely loved that movie. And I thought it was almost like perfection in a way.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, at least my idea of perfection.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
all the threads are tied, and
Yeah.
then
Even the subplots were tied.
So
Even his
beautiful.
land is tied.
Even the milkman Anji
Milkman,
story is very well.
Arey, that old man, amazing.
Yeah,
and Divya Shripada's and that guy's
That
story
guy's,
also
yeah.
has
Chaitanya, yeah.
Chaitanya's has
Yeah,
an
yeah.
arc. So it was so beautiful. What was Middle Class Melodies like?
As in, like I said, when I accepted this film, complete noob ఉండే. Yeah, అసలు అంటే ఒక కెరియర్ మీద ఒక విజన్ కానీ ఓ అంబిషన్ కానీ అట్లాంటివి ఐ హ్యావ్ టు మేక్ దిస్ మార్క్ ఫర్ మై సెల్ఫ్ అట్లాంటి గోల్స్ కానీ అట్లాంటివి ఏం లేవు.
Correct.
కానీ వెన్ ఐ హర్డ్ దిస్ స్టోరీ ఐ వాజ్ లైక్ హే వావ్ దిస్ బికాస్ ఐ వాజ్ ఆల్సో అట్ అ పాయింట్ after Dorsani. Actually, I heard the story even before Dorsani released. I was seeing a lot of films because I had so much time at that point. I watched that film Maheshinte Pratikaram. I was watching a lot of Malayalam cinema, Nyan Prakash and all these films. Maybe my mindset was very tuned to like this natural life. So when I heard the story, I was like, it was almost like seeking out for it. Maybe I wanted some story like this. And at that point, this guy came and told me the story. And I loved the narration. Vinod has amazing clarity. Even for this kind of film, he got, in the pre-production, all the scene drawings done and everything. Storyboards, everything done. He was very particular that me and Chaitanya sit for a lot of time with him. Because మన స్టోరీ తెలుసు కదా, మనది పెద్దగా తెలుగు మాట్లాడకపోతుండే చిన్నప్పుడు. I'm not saying it as a great thing. It was definitely, it's still a flaw within me that every day I'm trying to correct because of our upbringing.
మా కామెంట్ సెక్షన్ కూడా మమ్మల్ని వేసుకుంటారు తెలుగులో మాట్లాడండి రా అంటే అఫ్ కోర్స్ దే డోంట్ నో ద కాంటెక్స్ట్. కానీ మన ఇంగ్లీష్ కూడా అంత ఇట్ ఇస్ నాట్ లైక్ లైక్ హృదయ్ వుడ్ లైక్ స్పీక్ ఫ్లూయెంట్ ఇంగ్లీష్.
Yeah.
బట్ మనకు ఎట్లుందంటే లైక్ ఓకే అట్లీస్ట్ నౌ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ సమ్ పబ్లిక్ స్పీకింగ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్. మన దాంట్లో the English was like only our school knew that kind of
Hey, what are you doing? Gandhi's English has actually. It took me a lot of unlearning to kind of, you know.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So
You and Chaitanya were
constantly doing workshops. We became very close friends during the process. Me, Vinod, Chaitanya. And we didn't have any expectation of, hey, this has to break bank. Solid cinema. We were just enjoying the process. Inka Vinod was also a very young chap. ఆయనది ఏంటంటే ఒక 72 నరేషన్స్ చేసిండు నా ఈ సినిమాకి. went to multiple people. Some people really liked it, like Tarun Bhaskar wanted to produce it, but then he was going through his stuff. I think director Krish wanted to produce it, but అవ్వలేదు ఎందుకో. as soon as it came to me, I said yes, and luckily for me, Bhavya Creations was ready to produce. And then, that guy, man, Vinod is a great director.
He also belongs to that Tarun Bhaskar's gang of short film makers, no? He started off as...
he was not within the gang.
but like that era, that time.
That era, he made some films. One film, Shunyam. Very like philosophical, dark short films also. So I watched those actually, and I was like, hey, this guy has something to say. He has a voice. మనం ఈ సినిమా చేస్తే మంచిగా అవుతుంది అనే కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ వచ్చింది ఆ షార్ట్ ఫిల్మ్ చూసినాక. అండ్ దెన్ వర్కింగ్ విత్ హిమ్ స్లోలీ త్రూ అవుట్ ద ప్రీ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఆల్సో హెల్ప్ మీ అలాట్. అండ్ దెన్ కాస్టింగ్ ప్రాసెస్లో he was very particular that he gets all these theater artists not from anywhere, from that region. So he is from Bapatla.
He was already working in serials, kada?
Yeah, they're from the Surabhi theater group. Then they do multiple films and everything, but his great like attention came from this film, Kundal Rao.
Yeah, Kundal Rao.
His name is Ramana. So we shot in his village actually. Ramana garu is Kolakuluru ani. It's near Tenali. A small, actually it's quite a big village. We shot right like 2 houses away from his actual house. We shot there. Was my house. So the setting and everything was so natural that of course you put the camera, like Malayalam సినిమాలు చెప్తారు కదా, కెమెరా ఎటు పెట్టినా చాలా న్యాచురల్ ఫీలింగ్ వస్తుందని. మేము కూడా అట్లనే హ్యాండిల్ చేసినాం సినిమా. The only unnatural element were probably me and Varsha, because she's from Bangalore, I'm from Hyderabad. Everyone else is from
that region.
Kolakluru, Bapatla, Guntur. Chaitanya is also from around that area. So everything gelled well and it worked out very well.
Beautiful movie, man. I keep revisiting it.
Quite a
few times.
I like how actually simple films అంటారు కదా, simple films, at least I don't know in other languages, మన సినిమాలలో actually quite challenging to establish the rhythm of the film first of all. ఎందుకంటే మనం పెద్ద హై మూమెంట్స్ అలాంటివి ఇవ్వకపోతే మన ఆడియన్స్కి ఎట్లా ట్యూన్ అయిందంటే, ఇక్కడ హై లేకపోతే అని మెల్ల they're not as engaged. మనకి అట్లా ట్యూన్ అయిపోయింది. But he handled it so well that at key points something is happening. The story is constantly moving forward. There's a nice flavor of real comedy. Not like laugh out loud comedy, but a smiling kind of comedy.
No, even the title appears when the grandma is being pulled up.
Yeah.
No, the cow. The cow is being pulled up.
Cow
and then it
takes a dump. After that, nan bike this kelra, correct. No one takes, so they put her in a chair and they pull up. That time, like, it appears.
See, that in a way is comical, you know. You don't ever see that visual of pulling a big grandma through a pulley system that you create. That's also comic, and people enjoy those kind of things. So we actually debated on the title of the film for a long time.
What are the other options?
Bombay Chutney.
Or
something like that. Eventually we stuck to our guns and said Middle Class Man.
Middle Class Man is best.
Nee, a lot of people told me I thought it was a musical movie. Because
Melodies. Some people still call it Middle Class Memories.
So
I think they understood it like that. But
it's like my favorite Telugulo slice of films anta kada.
Yeah, slice of life.
Watching Maishinta Pratikaram, Jnana Prakash. The only, like, appudu kuda I was watching many of these Malayalam cinemas. And then this came, it is like in-house and Telugulo chesaru kabatti connected instantly.
I like one scene where it's like a tribute to have you watched this movie Zootopia?
Yeah. Varsha's scene.
Varsha's scene.
Oh, is that?
Where there is a sloth in the bag.
And she did it so well.
It's a very well written scene. So
and that shopkeeper also looks like that animal character in the
sloth. So it was like
he's recharging her number.
And he's kind of like very slow about it. And she also has those expressions, man, like Zootopia, like that rabbit or hare or whoever that is. So, and what I like is, like, I can't wait to watch his next movie, Vinod's. Because he has
fortunately or unfortunately, I'm only doing it.
You're doing
nice.
it? Oh, fuck, beautiful,
awesome.
Man.
So even is Janardhan writing for it?
Janardhan is writing. Janardhan is also writing my brother's Ravikiran Kola.
Correct.
Okay. So, like, Vinod, I thought for a first time, like, director, all his comedy scenes, or whatever were the comedy scenes, were built out nicely. Like there was nice space, there was a setup, there was a whole rhythm about it. So
that Pedanana setup also. Chaitanya's Pedanana, who passes away.
Kills
his setup was also there. Like beautiful. Everything was neatly set up. It's like a neat thread.
And all of it was achieved in what 2.5 CR or something, man. So for a upcoming director,
correct.
Great to pull it off with so many characters. It's just not a hero and heroine's journey.
Correct.
So many characters to have that vision of edit in mind. Of course, Ravi Teja, the editor, also helped us so much. Amazing stuff.
Correct. Cool. So Anand, there is a kind of a mythological story about the two brothers, right? Tell us a little bit about that phase, because I think Vijay has spoken about this quite a bit, that when he was struggling, you were supporting him, from the US.
దొర్సాని రిలీజ్ అప్పుడు ఆ స్పీచ్ లో చెప్పాడు. దట్ వాస్ దట్ పాయింట్, కనెక్టింగ్ పాయింట్.
So you were a good student? Like
I was good at studies, man.
Yeah, like 10th, how much percent?
Like I think 90.
Oh my
88 or 90.
Shit. Okay.
CBSE లో 90%.
But in our class, everyone performed well in 10th. Yeah. Somehow we managed. Maybe I was not. Maybe I was the 10th rank or something, even though I was scored 90%.
So there were those 97, 90.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
As in, I was not a studious guy.
But you would get the concepts and you were like that
చేస్తుండే.
guy.
Basically manage చేస్తుండే. పెద్ద స్మార్ట్ కూడా కాదు. I used to crack exams somehow and figure it out.
And Vijay, how was he in academics?
మనోడు కూడా ఎగ్జామ్స్ లో క్రాక్ చేస్తుండే, but he didn't even care about studies. 10th నుంచి వచ్చినాక he didn't want to, అంటే మామూలుగా సైన్స్ లో ఇంట్రెస్ట్ లేకపోతే కామర్స్ తీసుకుంటాం కదా, కామర్స్ లో కూడా అసలు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ లేదు. నాకు వద్దబ్బా ఇవన్నీ స్టడీస్ అవి ఇవి అని. సమ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ he had in life, because if you didn't pick something, I mean he did do BCom and everything, కానీ దాంట్లో సీరియస్గా లేకపోతే ఒక గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ సర్టిఫికేట్ రాకపోతే లైఫ్ ఉండదు అని అనిపిస్తుండే కదా ఆ కాలంలో.
ఇంకా సర్టిఫికేట్ తీసుకోవాలని చెప్పిండు.
ఇంకా తీసుకోలేదు అసలు.
And good college, no? Badruka.
He went to Badruka. He got a good rank. He still didn't take the certificate. That's a different thing. But manodu ఆ టైంలో I had just cracked a job in the US. నేను అక్కడ మాస్టర్స్ చేసినాక I somehow got into a good college. University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign అని. It's one of the best engineering colleges there. I studied the master's course. సో అక్కడ ఏంటంటే నేను ఫస్ట్ సెమిస్టర్ యూఎస్కి వెళ్ళిన, అక్కడ ఇమ్మీడియట్లీ జాబ్ ఫేర్స్ ఆన్ క్యాంపస్, బెస్ట్ కంపెనీస్ ఇన్ ద వరల్డ్ కమ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. ఐ వాజ్ లైక్, ఓ దిస్ ఇస్ డిఫరెంట్ బ్రో. అండ్ ఇమాజిన్ దిస్, ఇంజనీరింగ్ లో అసలు ఎవరితో మాట్లాడట్లేదు, అసలు అమ్మాయిలతో మాట్లాడట్లేదు, ఎక్కడ కానీ జాబ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అలాంటివి ఏం లేవు. చిన్న ఒక అమెజాన్లో ఇంటర్న్షిప్ చేసిండే అంతే. ఫస్ట్ ఫ్లైట్ ఎక్కడం కూడా నేను డైరెక్ట్ యూఎస్కే ఎక్కేసిన. అక్కడ వెళ్ళిపోయి జాబ్ ఫేర్స్ రాగానే ఏదో వెళ్ళి మాట్లాడాలి కదా వాళ్ళతోటి. దేర్ జాబ్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ నెట్వర్కింగ్. దే నెవర్ ఆస్క్ యూ అబౌట్ యువర్ qualification, as in they see that on paper, but what are you, who are you, what is it about you that we need you in our company, sort of thing is what they want to figure out through conversation. నాకు ఇది ఫస్ట్ సెమిస్టర్లో అర్థం కాలే. అరే నువ్వు నా మార్క్స్ చూడరా భయ్, ఎందుకు మాట్లాడుతున్నావు నాతో అనే స్పేస్లో ఉంటుండే మైండ్ సెట్. మా ఫ్రెండ్స్ అందరికీ జాబ్ వచ్చేసింది ఆ ఫస్ట్ సెమిస్టర్లోనే. నాకు ప్యాక్ అవుతుంది, ఎందుకంటే నాకే అందరికన్నా ఎక్కువ లోన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఎవ్రీ అదర్ ఇండియన్ ఇన్ మై క్లాస్ వాజ్ వెల్ ఆఫ్. సో నాకు ప్యాక్ అవుతుంది ఏందబ్బా అని. మొత్తం వింటర్లో బ్రేక్ ఉంటుంది కదా, ఐ సాట్ డౌన్ అండ్ స్టార్టెడ్ రైటింగ్ ఆన్ హౌ టు క్రాక్ ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ అండ్ నీడ్ అ జాబ్ ఇన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ సెమిస్టర్, అదర్వైజ్ ఐఎమ్ ఫక్డ్ ఇన్ లైఫ్. బికాస్ బై ద టైమ్ నాకు, I didn't know that Vijay was going to become a big actor. There's no way that you think that
that will happen, no?
That will happen, or even if he becomes a successful actor. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way. Or even if he cracks movie, I never knew that he'll crack in like Pelli Choopulu or Yavade Subramanyam. So నేను కూర్చొని చాలా ఇంటర్వ్యూస్కి ఏదో స్టార్ మెథడ్ అని ఉంటుంది. సో యూ ఫిగర్ అవుట్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ క్వశ్చన్ యూ tackle the question with this method.
Oh, can we Google that star method?
So I have a whole drive link of if they ask me this question, I would address it in this way.
Okay.
So I would pose the question back to the interviewer,
Okay.
and then what is the action that I would take and the solution.
Okay.
కొన్నిసార్లు ఏంటంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈవెన్ టేక్ సెల్ దిస్ పెన్ టు మీ, నాకు ఫస్ట్ సెమిస్టర్లో అదే అడిగాడు. నేను వుల్ఫ్ ఆఫ్ వాల్ స్ట్రీట్లో కూడా అదే చూసినాను కదా.
Correct.
ఇదేం క్వశ్చన్ అని ప్యానిక్ అయ్యి, సో ద పెన్ ఇస్ దిస్ అండ్ ద పెన్ ఇస్ దాట్ అని. The whole point is, why do you need a pen? And especially, you pose the questions to him. What kind of pen are you looking for? You're not looking to sell this pen, right?
Correct.
So they're looking for that kind of person when you want to join like consulting firms or the strategy consulting firms and all of those things. So a STAR method helped me a lot. I think it's there. Yeah.
How to
Situation,
answer
task, action, and result.
Oh, that's an acronym. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I luckily got a job in Deloitte in Chicago, and then Vijay still was doing Hriday Subramaniam, and for that small duration of time, I was sending some money back home and taking care of stuff.
Okay.
By then, like Vijay cracked it big with Pelli Choopulu and
Yeah.
so many.
Man, I want to talk about that actually. Like suddenly to see your elder brother, who is also a Puttaparthi guy, end of the day. Like now he might be Vijay or whatever, but another day he's also a Puttaparthi guy with the same fucking issues that we have. You know, it's like intense love and all of that. So, but like you, when did you come back though? Like after Hriday you came back?
No, much after Ranjan Reddy also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was there. I worked there for a while, 2
So you
years.
saw it happen like overnight, kind of, almost overnight, right?
Yeah,
Like 2 years.
I mean, the fame was overnight, but then he was trying from like 2010 itself.
Okay.
Like Nuvilla అని ఒక
Nuvilla
సినిమా,
దాంట్లో
ఒక చిన్న క్యారెక్టర్ చేసిండు. అదే డైరెక్టర్ తోటి ఓ యాడ్ లో తమన్నా ఉంటది, ఆ యాడ్ లో చిన్న పక్కన ఓ చిన్న క్యారెక్టర్ చేసిండు. లైఫ్ ఇస్ బ్యూటిఫుల్ చేసిండు. దెన్ హీ డిఫరెంట్ ఫిల్మ్స్ హీ వాజ్ ట్రైంగ్ టు క్రాక్ సమ్హౌ. దెన్ లైఫ్ ఇస్ బ్యూటిఫుల్ లో ఏమైందంటే ఇట్ వాజ్ అ లాంగ్ షూటింగ్ ప్రాసెస్ బికాస్ దే వర్ కాన్స్టెంట్లీ చేంజింగ్ ఐ థింక్ ద స్క్రిప్టింగ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్.
Yes, they put all these hoardings also looking for actors.
Yes, it was a massive thing because people were assuming it's going to become like the Happy Days. You'd get fame immediately. Happy Days was massive, right? So ఆ ప్రాసెస్లో ఏమైందంటే నాగశ్విన్, Naveen Polishetty, Vijay, one more guy called Sriram, all these guys became very close friends. And నేను కూడా అప్పుడప్పుడు వెళ్ళి ఐ వాజ్ ఆల్వేస్ లైక్ ద థర్డ్ వీల్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ విజయ్ డిడ్ ఇన్ లైఫ్ ఇన్ జనరల్. విజయ్ డ్రామాకి వెళ్తే when he was performing there also I would be the third supporting wheel. So he became my like a way to get into social life. Otherwise I didn't have anything. So it was always via my brother. I used to go to Life is Beautiful set. These guys were bonding. Nagashwin and Vijay connected very well. They had made like a short film or like a sort of a small film to pitch it as a feature film. So then Hriday Subramaniam, Nagashwin constantly pushed for him to be cast as that role. And that was a big Rishi's character and everything.
In that he had a bigger like kick-ass entry scene than even Nani.
Boombox, right?
Boombox comes from the smoke. And appudu I remember many of our school guys appude WhatsApp kuda kottaga ochindi anukunta.
Hey, look at this guy.
Shivaram was like saying, "Arey gurtunda DVS gurtunada is like made this entry." Like, oh damn, appudu chuste I couldn't recognize malla childhood lo etla gurtu pettukovali.
He was little healthy, hefty in school.
So then after that kind of opened up and then like life is beautiful unnadra ante wow.
Yeah, I remember you told me that he's our junior and all of that. So I thought our junior means how he'll be like regular. When I see the movie, he's like the kind of a heroic role in that. So yeah, that was the first time. And then Pelli Choopulu happens.
Yeah, Pelli Choopulu happened.
And then, so I firmly believe that there were 3 movies that changed the industry that came 2016, 17, 18. Right? Pelli Choopulu, Arjun Reddy, Care of Kancharpalam. And he was in both of those. Like the sense of pride that we guys had at that time to see our guy in the game changing, you know, this thing. But
and
then
also imagine like someone cracking through, like he's had a very different life before. Like mana school, dan tarvata ఏదో పోకిరిలాగా తిరగటం, జస్ట్ చదువు లేకుండా ఏదో ఒకటి చేయటం, మళ్ళీ డాడ్ పుష్ చేసి థియేటర్లో పెట్టడం, అండ్ సడన్లీ హీస్ ఆల్సో గుడ్ లుకింగ్, లైక్ ద కన్వెన్షనల్ గుడ్ లుకింగ్. సో హీ గెట్స్ సమ్ అటెన్షన్ ఫ్రమ్ గర్ల్స్, సో హీ గ్రోస్ ఇన్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్, and then cracking it in a way to do like successful films sequentially, like Hriday, Pelli Choopulu,
Geeta Govindam,
all these films. Naturally, imagine like Virat Kohli coming into the Indian team as a young chap and scoring constantly, coming two down.
Yeah, correct.
His confidence grows in like leaps and bounds, right? That's what is Vijay's confidence in life is. He knows what he's capable of. And
so are you still like a little in awe of him, like as a younger brother looking up to an older brother?
yeah, completely. Because missteps or steps, whatever you call it, he doesn't have anything to take an example from. Like every step that he's doing, he's doing it in a ballsy way. Like whatever, even trying to take Liger to pan India or whatever. అంటే ఒక పెద్ద ప్రొడక్షన్ నుంచి చేస్తూ చాలా సినిమాలు చేసి దాని తర్వాత వెళ్ళటం అనేది ఒకటి. జస్ట్ so many people recognize me now, I think this film will be worth it. Whatever misstep, it's still courageous thing to do. And I would never have the courage to do something like that, at least someone like me. అది ఉండదు, అది చాలా కష్టం. ఒక సినిమాని, ఒక చిన్న సినిమానే జనాల ముందు చూపించాలంటే మనకు ప్యాకేజ్ ఉంటుంది. వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ రియాక్షన్స్ విల్ కమ్, అసలు బ్రేక్ ఈవెన్ అవుతుందా, ఓకే అవన్నీ ఉంటాయి కదా. ఒక సినిమాని ఇట్లా వైడ్గా ప్రెజెంట్ చేసి వితౌట్ ఎనీ క్రేజీ బ్యాకింగ్ విద్ ఇన్ ద ఫ్యామిలీ, quite big. No, and that's why I look up to him.
His social media game also was like very unique,
different.
He took the trolls like very sportively on him, like during Geeta Govindam time. So I remember after Pelli Choopulu, Vairali lo unnam kada appudu. So Siddharth gave me first Vijay's number. It's like, let's do an interview. Ante what is the website interview only,
okay,
not direct interview. So I reached out to him like, yeah bro, just like send me the questions, I'll reply back. So I thought like, anta busy, I mean busy actor, will he really do that? So I framed my 7 or 8 questions. It's still there on I think virally.com, and andlo I framed some questions and sent it to him. By night or I think next morning I had all the replies and everything. Question ki he had a proper answer. So in that one question still sticks with me. So I asked him, many people love to break into this industry kada. So you've broken and with a very game changing cinema appudu Pelli Choopulu, inka Arjun Reddy raaledu. So I asked him, do you think like hard work pays off or luck also matters in your this thing? So he gave me a nice statement. He said like, work so hard that even luck won't matter. Yeah, like
man, that I'll tell you my favorite Vijay story. So we both wrote a Filmfare Award.
I know.
Where he hosted.
He hosted.
So initially you're like, and I think that time Arjun Reddy trailer had come and it had created some waves.
Okay,
right? This is 17, I think, 2017.
Just before the release.
Yeah, just before the release, but the trailer had come out, it had already gone viral and all of that. So, so generally when you write for these shows, what do? You write and you say, okay, these are the jokes that, you assume this thing. And then it was supposed to start in the evening. Generally all these Filmfare Awards, they start around in the evening.
గంటలు నడుస్తా
ఉంటాయి. And you are just kind of, as a writer, you don't have anything to do, right? But we were just excited. It was first big gig, first writing gig and all of that. So the show is about to start at like 6 p.m. or something, right? 6 and the hosts have to obviously come a little early because they start off.
Prep and
He, at 10 a.m., he's like, no, I want to like practice. And he's taking every line. And what do you think a practice will be like? Like, whatever. He's asking me, oh, this is where the joke will come? So do I elevate my voice? Like, do I kind of this thing? And then he's going on stage and the constructor, they're still putting the wood and all of that.
Together,
and he's practicing his lines on the stage, saying, I'll say this better if I go here, all that. And I was like, dude, it doesn't really need that much. Because as a comic, you're like, whatever, like delivery is what. But he practiced those lines for some 20-25 minutes, dude. And the carpenters are freaking pissed off because they have to like hit the hammer, whatever. But he just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And that time I was like, yo, there is something like, you know, about this guy.
And he said, like, I don't want to host the show also like any regular show. I want to do it like
Make
a
it
stand-up.
something
I want to do it like, make it like a stand-up, a very engaging one.
So his intention, like the thought is always that. How can we do it differently? Like, సరే ట్రోల్స్ చేస్తున్నావు. ఈవెన్ యాజ్ రీసెంట్ అస్ ఫ్యామిలీ స్టార్ ఐరన్ వంచాల ఏంటి అనేది కొంచెం అంటే ఇంకొంచెం వదిలేస్తే నెగటివ్ స్పేస్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతుండే. బట్ హీ టర్న్ ఇట్ ఇంటూ పాజిటివ్ థింగ్ వేర్ ద మూవీ వాజ్ అట్లీస్ట్ నోన్ అ లిటిల్ మోర్ వెన్ ద టీజర్ కేమ్ అవుట్. సో ఈవెన్ ద గీత గోవిందం డేస్, అర్జున్ రెడ్డి ఆల్సో, Sandeep Vanga and Vijay had come to the US to promote the film much before the release. I was still there. I was working there. So I had gone wherever they were, Dallas or whatever. కొంచెం ఫుటేజ్ చూపిస్తుండే, పాటలు క్రేజీ అనిపించినాయి. కానీ నాకు అసలు అంత అవుట్లుక్ ఉండదు కదా వీళ్ళు ఇంత పెద్దగా అవుతారు అనేది. అప్పుడే మాట్లాడుతుండే అంటే అరే మన సినిమాకి ఇట్లాంటి అంటే మీడియా వాళ్ళు ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్, రిగ్రెసివ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతారు, మనల్ని ఎక్కించడానికి కొంచెం క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతారు, కొంతమంది ఉంటారు అలా అని. సో దే వర్ ఆల్రెడీ అవేర్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. అండ్ వంగా అండ్ విజయ్ హ్యావ్ వెరీ లైక్ they're always on the front foot. They're never like, oh shit, should we duck? This is, we are projecting a film a certain way, let's take it to the audience in a particular way. Why back out in any manner? And that's where the chill tata
came.
It's not like they planned it all out. So, like organically everything was happening, but their attitude towards it was, we are always on the front foot. We are never going to back down from these things because they know the intention with which they made the movie. That's more important, right? Chill Tata anedi chala ante
that speech also, that legendary
Arjun Reddy audio function was like, it will go down in history, man. It was something else.
And that interview also, the TV9 interview. Like you guys go back to Middle Class Melodies, I always go back and watch that interview because I love అంటే అది ఇట్స్ నాట్ సంథింగ్ రిహర్స్డ్. There's like this suppressed anger in him that lady is sitting and counting the number of cigarettes that he smoked. I'm like, haven't you watched the full film? ఇన్ని కిస్లు, ఇన్ని సిగరెట్లు, ఇన్ని, సో మీరు యూత్కి ఏం చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నారు అనేది. అండ్ విజయ్ gave it back in such a very positive way. That interview has like some millions of views, man. So I love that. I keep going back to it.
And also like I found that like contrary to what his whatever persona is as a star, when you meet him, he's actually a very soft guy, like
very chill man.
He's the most unaggressive guy, like if you didn't know he was an actor, he would be the laziest guy. Like at least whatever limited interaction I've had with him, he's always the guy sitting silently. I don't know if he's still like that, but
he's still like that.
He's just so there is, so then so outside the star requires a certain kind of a persona, right? And like you have to be a certain, like now he's not Vijay Deverakonda, your brother anymore. He's the Vijay Deverakonda, for lack of a better thing. But now when you wanted to become an actor, how did you, like, as I assume you are not as confident as Vijay generally in life. So how did you tell him, or like how did you communicate in your family that no, I also want to be an actor? And did they say, hey, this is too much now?
Like you said, నాకు అంత సీరియస్ తీసుకోలే అబ్బా. నేను యూఎస్లో పనిచేస్తున్నప్పుడు మై డాడ్ అండ్ మమ్ వుడ్ కాల్ బ్యాక్. అట్ దిస్ పాయింట్ అర్జున్ రెడ్డి హ్యాడ్ రిలీజ్డ్. మెల్లగా కాన్వర్సేషన్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతాయి కదా, సరే నువ్వు కూడా ఇండియాకి వచ్చారా, అందరం కలిసి ఉందాం. నాకు కూడా ఆ కంపెనీలో ఐ నెవర్ saw myself sitting on the other side, as in sitting on the manager side, or I was working with like the top positions of Western Digital and all that in Deloitte. నాకు అటువైపు కూర్చున్నా నాకేం జోష్ రావట్లేదు, ఇండియాకి వెళ్ళిపోయి ఏదో ఒకటి స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాము. అండ్ అట్ దట్ టైమ్ ఓన్లీ రౌడీ వేర్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ వాజ్ బీయింగ్ కన్సెప్చువలైజ్డ్. సో నేను అనుకున్నా సరే ఏదన్నా ఒకటి చేద్దాం, ఏం చేద్దాం అనేది తెలియదు ఇంకా అని వచ్చేసిన. మా డాడీకి మెల్లగా కొంతమంది లైక్ మధురా శ్రీధర్ సార్ ఈజ్ అ ప్రొడ్యూసర్. హీ వాజ్ వెరీ యాక్టివ్లీ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ పెళ్లి చూపులు. హీ వాజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద బిగ్గెస్ట్ catalyst for it to become a success, apart from Suresh Babu sir also. So Aina and dad became very close. He was saying there's a dearth of young actors in the industry. Vijay తమ్ముడు కూడా మీ చిన్న కొడుకు తీసుకురండి కదా అని మా డాడీకి ఒక చిన్న థాట్ పెట్టారు ఊరికనే. మా డాడ్ కని ఇమీడియట్లీ సే లేదు ఆయన యూఎస్లోనే ఉంటాడు అని. మా డాడీకి కూడా అది మంచిగా అనిపించింది. అది నాకు చెప్పారు ఊరికనే. యాజ్ అ like this domino effect of things that happen. He just simply said it out. I was like, hey, are you all serious? Is it that easy to become an actor? అనే స్పేస్లో నా థాట్స్ ఉండే. కానీ ఏదో ధైర్యంతో జాబ్ వదిలేసుకొని ఇండియాకి వచ్చేసిన. అట్ దట్ పాయింట్ ఐ జాయిన్ సూత్రధార్. I did some play. And then Dorasani sequentially happened. But I remember this conversation that my dad already knew. Okay, this conversation is happening with Madhura Sridhar sir. Dorasani చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాం. నాకు తెలుసు, మా మమ్మీకి చిన్నగా తెలుసు. కానీ విజయ్ అప్పుడు చాలా 3 సినిమాలు సైమల్టేనియస్లీ షూటింగ్ చేస్తుండే. టాక్సీ వాళ్ళ, గీత గోవిందం, నోటా. So he was super busy. He was always going to Chennai. He was going somewhere, all of these places. So he was never aware. Randomly one day, I still remember this visual. I think in the summer, he was eating mangoes, chinna mangoes a day. He's still eating those mangoes, and then my dad is like, "Arey, weed kuda o cinema narration vinabothundu ante my brother stopped that mango." Cinema la indi. And then he has a very suppressed anger with him. He was like, "You think movies are that easy?" And then immediately, I don't know what triggered him to say this, but immediately he said, "No one stopped me, so I won't stop you." And then he never said anything about it. And he also told my dad, ఇప్పుడు నేను నాది ఫిగర్ అవుట్ చేసుకున్నా. ఇప్పుడు నేను వెనకలుండి నేను ప్రాజెక్టులు సెటప్ చేయడం కాదు. వాడు చేయాలనుకుంటే వాడే ఫిగర్ అవుట్ చేసుకోండి. కానీ ఒక్కటి గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, ఈ ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఫెయిల్ అయితే there's no quitting per se. Because whatever failures are there, it's in the public. And when ఇప్పుడు సే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఓ 2 సినిమాలు ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయినాయి అనుకోండి, దాని తర్వాత క్విట్ అయిపోయి ఓ జాబ్లో జాయిన్ అయితే అందరు గుర్తుపడతారు కదా. ఇట్స్ ఆల్వేస్ విత్ మీ. ఇట్స్ నాట్ లైక్ మూవింగ్ టు న్యూ జాబ్. సో ఈజ్ లైక్ చాలా మంది ఇది ఫేస్ చేస్తారా, లైఫ్లో మూవ్ అని అవ్వలేరు. ఈ సినిమాల నుంచి క్విట్ అవుదాం అని చెప్పి వేరే జాబ్లోకి వెళ్తే అవ్వదు అసలు. యుల్ రిగ్రెస్ ఇన్ లైఫ్ బై ఫ్యూ ఇయర్స్, లైక్ 5-10 years. సో బీ మైండ్ఫుల్ ఆఫ్ దట్ అన్నాడు. నాకేమన్నీ అర్థం కావట్లేదు ఆ టైంలో. జస్ట్ ఇంకా దిగిపోయి ఏదో చేసేసినాం. అండ్ లక్కీలీ ఫర్ మీ మిడిల్ క్లాస్ మెలడీస్, వెదర్ ఇట్స్ బ్లైండ్ లక్ or whatever, Vinod came into my life and got me a good movie, and then Baby, all of these things. Yeah,
good man. మంచిగా వచ్చినావు so far.
అంటే there are many kinds of luck, being in the right place at the right time అంటారు. అది నాకు బ్లైండ్ లక్ ఏంటంటే విజయ్ తమ్ముడులా పుట్టడమే బ్లైండ్ లక్.
That's why saying you're an accidental actor.
Accidental actor అంటే even at 25 I never thought I'll be an actor. People at least by 20 after quitting college or something think okay నేను యాక్టర్ అవుతా అని. నేను జాబ్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు కూడా జాబే చేస్తున్నాను. ఎప్పుడు ఇది క్విట్ చేసి యాక్టింగ్ చేద్దామని అనుకోలేదు. కానీ somehow.
Correct. So how did you face like we know how Vijay handled his trolls and his mental stability? When he'll come, he'll speak. How did you handle any trolls or any hate comments when people were just like social media ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లున్నది ఇష్టం ఉన్నట్టు తిట్టి పడేస్తారు. ఏ విజయ్ తమ్ముడుగా వచ్చేస్తున్నావు అట్లా. How did you handle?
అంటే there's one common statement. Anyone that's coming from like a known family, even I think Suma Garu's son had to face it when Bubblegum was released. Arey no would actor Indra. And it's a very easy statement that is. I don't know. It's for them to comment or whatever audience can openly comment about it. నేను luckily ఏంటంటే దొరసాని అప్పుడు I was not aware. I didn't watch as many films when I was in the US because of my work and everything. Culture తెలియదు అసలు. ఇట్లా పోస్టర్ రిలీజ్ చేసి దాని తర్వాత ట్రాక్షన్ బిల్డ్ చేసి ఇట్లా మార్కెటింగ్ స్పేస్ అనేది ఇట్లా ఉంటుంది కదా. సినిమా చేసేప్పుడు హ్యాపీగా చేసేస్తున్నా దొరసాని వాట్ ఎవర్. దెన్ July of that year, Dorsani was about to release. I think in May or something, we started promoting. And we were all away with Vijay in France. He was shooting for World Famous Lover at that point. They released the first poster. And I still, to this day, think it's a lovely poster of the girl sitting in the car and me on the cycle behind. It was a very nice poster. And I don't look as terrible also. And then the wave of reaction was like, damn. I was like, after that, అంటే ఇంటర్నెట్లో ఇది కాన్వర్సేషన్ అంతా ఇట్లా అంటే మనం అవే చూస్తుంటాం కదా, మన ఫీడ్ కూడా మన చుట్టే ఉంటుంది. ఇంకా నాకు మొత్తం తెలుగు వాళ్ళంతా ఇదే డిస్కషన్లో ఉందేమో అనే ఫీలింగ్ వచ్చేసింది నాకు. ఒడి అమ్మ ఇదేంద్రా ఇట్లా అనుకోలేదు కదా, ఏదో సినిమా వస్తుంది అది సక్సెస్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్లాప్ అనుకుంటాం, దాని తర్వాత ఇంకో సినిమా చేస్తాం అని అనుకున్నా. ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఫేస్ చేయాలి అని తెలిసింది. బట్ దెన్ లక్కీలీ హ్యాడ్ వెరీ సపోర్టివ్ పేరెంట్స్ అండ్ బ్రదర్ who said, no, this is all virtual. You don't have to take it so seriously. You see, if the movie is good, people will react positively and everything. And then and it was also helpful that physically I was away. If I was in Hyderabad, I don't know how I would have dealt with it. I was completely far away. I was able to focus on other things and everything.
So are you still thick with your Parthi friends? Puttaparthi friends?
Most of Vijay's classmates.
All his classmates?
Yeah, not my classmates, unfortunately. With my friends, with my classmates, a few. But they are in the US and all that.
Okay. You also started your own cafe, no?
Yeah,
Good Vibes only.
Good Vibes Cafe. I've been there actually. Yeah, Saad Khan and all our discussions used to happen there.
Oh.
Yeah. So you also got that. I'm sorry that everything is going back to Vijay.
Yeah, it's natural that it goes to
yeah. But you're not pissed off about it or anything like that, no?
No, man. I'm actually very happy about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that business streak also comes from there, that you have to earn money beyond acting or something like that?
నాకు సాయిరాజేష్ అన్న ఎప్పుడు అంటుంటారు నాకు, అన్న మీకు విజయ్కి పెద్ద తేడా ఏంటంటే మీలో అంబిషన్ అంత లేదన్న అంటారు. అన్న అంత పెద్ద మాట అట్లా అంటే as I reflect, it's sort of true. It's partially true because I'm someone who just goes with the flow. If you look at my life, the accidental actor part of it, or just going to the US, figuring out a job, just doing something as a means of financial freedom, I was always that way. I was like, okay, where's the next paycheck? What is the next holiday? What is the next big event in life that we need to figure out? Like buying a home, getting married, ఏంది దానికి ఎంత డబ్బులు కావాలి, అట్లనే ఉంటా. విచ్ ఇస్ వెరీ డిఫరెంట్. I need to crack this, I need to make this much money, I want to be even the small things, smaller habits also. Vijay is very decisive. I'm not as much, very openly I can say that. గుడ్ వైబ్స్ కూడా మీరు అన్నట్టే విజయ్ ద్వారానే, అంటే వాళ్ళ ఫ్రెండ్సే ఓపెన్ చేస్తున్నది కోవిడ్ అప్పుడు. Vijay already was doing Rowdy Wear and so many other things. At that point, Deverakonda Foundation. He had too much on his shoulders. So he was like, Vijay, Anand, you put some money. I just put some money. Yeah.
Okay. And were you named No, the movie of us came later.
By Swami?
No. But were you named by Swami?
No, I wasn't.
So you are Sai
Anand Deverakonda, Anand Sai.
Oh,
Anand Sai. Sai comes later.
So what were you called in school then?
Das.
Oh, DS.
Oh,
he was devious.
Okay.
That guy was devious.
He was devious.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it was easier. No, you don't have to say DS.
Correct.
Das. So many teachers don't know my name. Probably even to this.
Oh, they thought your name is Das.
Das. Yeah. Das is probably Odia or Bengali.
Yeah, title.
Oh, so they thought your name is literally Das.
Yeah.
I was SHR.
Yeah.
What?
Sai Hriday Ranjan.
Yeah.
SHR.
So he was never called SHR because different.
Yeah, so it's like SHR.
SHR.
Like in programming, apparently there is an character. SCHAR. So Ronak thought that because I'm some codey top techie coder, so I'm called SCHAR. He was KSS.
Yeah, KSS. Yeah.
So there is one photo of Vijay from school with the vibhuti and all that.
Yeah.
Are there any photos of yours like that?
Yeah. I think Vijay put it up during the Family Star on his Instagram of us going to school or something. There are quite
No, that he put with parents meeting.
పేరెంట్స్
When you're
మీటింగ్
when you're sitting on dad's
అట్లాంటివి ఉన్నాయి.
lap and
లేకపోతే నా ప్రొఫైల్కి వెళ్తే మై వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫొటోస్ దట్ ఐ పుట్ అప్ విల్ ఆల్సో బీ దేర్.
from
I
school.
was just very lean. I mean, even now I am. Photos ఉన్నాయి కదా, the photos of photos. Yeah. If you keep going to the right. This is a parents meeting.
Parents meeting. Yeah,
So I'm sitting on my dad's lap. That is Vijay. That is my sister who studied in the same school.
Okay.
And who's this? Who is the friend who like from same place who would like come?
ఒకటి ఉంటుండే కదా, మనం
cousin అని అంటారు.
Cousin or
ఒకటే బస్ లో వస్తే cousin అయిపోతుంది.
Yeah, brothers అని అంటారు.
మనోడు బ్రదర్ అట్లా.
Okay. What's his name?
I don't remember his name. Sorry. Sorry if you're seeing this.
Hey, go to the next image in that.
That's
Okay.
That's recent. This is in Vietnam.
Correct.
So there are quite a few photos. I remember like most of the photos are around sports day. Jan 11th అప్పుడు పేరెంట్స్ అందరు వస్తారు కదా, మనం 1 month అంతా సమ్మర్ సన్ కింద ఉండి ఇట్లా
Tan అయిపోయి.
ట్యాన్ కూడా కాదు, అది వేరే రేసే అయిపోతాం మనం కంప్లీట్లీ. సో అట్లా అలాంటి ఫొటోస్ ఉంటాయి. అరే ఏంద్రా ఇవి, దిస్ రూయిన్డ్ అవర్ హెల్త్ ఆర్ వాట్ అనే స్పేస్ లో అనిపిస్తుంది.
Have you gone back to school and like spoken to the teachers?
Actually not. Never gone back after 10th. Not
Yeah.
once.
no, Vijay has not gone back.
Vijay is gone. He's gone a few times. We wanted to go last year. My mom is a very staunch devotee.
Correct.
So
No, I heard stories of like when Vijay's poster released with the lip lock, Munni auntie was like, "Hey, what is this?" Or it's like though, Ochne auntie from Munni auntie.
yeah, so like be careful. Muni auntie will call my mom.
Okay.
Not occasionally or anything. Once she spoke and said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I feel like you both should go back. Because, like, see, when we were in school, we didn't know that you could get into the arts. Right?
Though we would do it like parallelly, we would do drama and all, but
Yeah.
it was not taken up as a serious
As a career, right? So maybe there would be people like us who want to, and at least they can use Vijay as like, okay.
Can you, if you look at it one way, we were అంటే బయట వరల్డ్కి ఎక్స్పోజర్ లేదు, పెద్దగా సినిమాలు చూడకపోతుండే, టీవీకి యాక్సెస్ లేదు, కానీ డూయింగ్ దిస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ బై అవర్ సెల్స్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ లైక్ ప్రిపేర్డ్ us ఫర్ సంథింగ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ నేచర్, రైట్? అట్లీస్ట్ స్పీకింగ్ అవుట్ amongst our, maybe not with girls, అంటే రైటింగ్ our own dramas.
Correct. Were you involved in all of that?
Yeah, I did one of the main characters in front of Swami in the Kulwant Hall.
In primary
in
or
10th. In 10th and 12th had to do one major play, right?
Correct.
I did one, which also had done one.
Okay.
So I think that's sort of like constantly doing something extracurricular, no? Always prepared us in some like subconscious way at least. But yeah, ఇంకా బయట లేకపోతే I remember seeing Venkatesh Prasad once.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he used to come. No,
He came for the match. Were you there when the match?
Unity Cup.
Unity
Yeah,
Cup.
I was first standard, I think.
Oh shit! So that time we were in 6th.
6th, yeah.
Yeah, I was in first.
Correct.
Yeah.
మన లాబీకి వచ్చి నిల్చుంటే he was almost touching the
Dinosaur
ceiling.
ఉంటాడు.
I was like, fuck.
He came to the prayer also. He had his cousin.
No,
He had his
nephew.
nephew studying in.
Shivmani used to come a lot.
Yeah, Shivmani used to come.
Shivmani
Tendulkar used to come quite a bit.
Lakshman would come.
Lakshman would come.
Sachin.
Correct. So I'll tell you, I have told this on Permit Room Cricket, but I just want to repeat the story in case you guys don't watch. But for 1 week, Venkatesh Prasad was my favorite cricketer. Right?
Only for 1 week.
1 week only. This is the backstory. So we had a bully, right? 6th standard, we were in 6th, 7th standard lo, Ranjan Chauhan ani. There was one guy who used to beat him. He was like obviously some 4-5 years elder to everybody. So obviously puberty had hit. Right? Because his voice was bass and all fucking
Have you heard
standard.
about Mount Everest shot? Like this ఇలా పెట్టుకొని బ్యాక్ మీద గుద్దితే ఊపిరి ఆగేది. He was the guy who invented that mountain. Like ఇట్లా పంచ్ మిడిల్ ఫింగర్ ఇట్లా లోపల పెట్టేసి
through a knuckle.
బోన్ పైకి వస్తుంది, ఇట్లా గుద్దితే ఊపిరి ఇట్లా ఆగేది.
Shit.
Yeah.
Ranjan.
So our seniors beat us up a lot.
Oh, shit.
Right? And like Santhosh has like his life has changed due to some of those bullying. Right? Like your tooth broke off because of one of those. So anyway, Ranjan Chauhan was like a fucking terror to us. Right? And then Unity Cup happens and Venkatesh Prasad is fielding at the boundary. And it's a festival match. So he's just sitting on this thing.
Fence.
Behind him, Gyan is there. Behind Gyan, we all are sitting.
Oh.
Venkatesh Prasad comes and sits, and Gyan hits him on his back and says, "Hey Prasad, what's up?" So Prasad, have you watched Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
When the dinosaur turns like this. So Venkatesh Prasad turned like this. I said, "Who are you? What is your name? Is this what they teach you in school? I'll complain to your principal." And he fucking gave him a tuition for 5 fucking minutes, dude.
Well, the match is
He
going
stopped fielding.
Yeah, I mean, it's a regular match, no?
Okay. Anyway,
So-
third man or something. Will be
Yeah, and he was running and fielding when it was there,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he was fucking this guy over relentlessly.
Okay.
And Gyan started crying. Right, like, and for us, imagine the bully of the school
Getting it. Yeah.
is getting fucked over.
Right
and,
next to you.
Yeah, right next to you. And then the rumor was like, hey, Venkatesh Prasad fucked this guy over.
Then we saw it live also in front of us.
So he couldn't like
shame
defend
కూడా
himself.
మొత్తం,
Yeah.
పోయింది.
So, and it was not even like Azharuddin, no? Like,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even Tendulkar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Venkatesh Prasad fucked this guy over. So, yeah, for that 1 week, Venkatesh Prasad was my favorite cricketer in the world.
And he never bullied
No, after
again.
that he didn't bully.
No.
He stopped
Then
bullying.
his whole image became, Prasad fucked him over.
Yeah.
So,
Crazy
So
shit.
it's done. Like after that, no bullying happened also from there.
That's amazing.
then he leaves the school also. I don't know if that Prasad incident affected him, but he just kind of left.
Yeah.
So, anyway. So, yeah, Venkatesh Prasad used to come quite a bit. Sri Lankan cricketers, you remember? Would
Yeah.
come to-
Arjun Ranatunga.
Arjun Ranatunga.
Yeah.
And then, like the funniest, of course, when you're a child, you don't know all these people, right? Like now I'm big into classical music.
Now? Right now?
Yeah, right now I'm trying to learn rags and,
To sing or to...
yeah, to sing and tabla. So I'm
Oh.
kind of learning tals
Whoa.
on tabla and like rags on vocal.
Is it easy to learn now at this age?
Yeah, it's actually better because there's no pressure.
బాడీలో రిథమ్ ఉంటే లైక్
And-
బేసిక్ రిథమ్ ఇది బీట్ ఉంటే
No, all the information is online now, no? So you just have to watch YouTube videos and all of that.
కానీ రెసిస్టెన్స్ టు లెర్నింగ్ విల్ బి దేర్ అని అట్లా అంటున్నా
Huh,
అంటే
correct.
ఇప్పుడు అవసరం అయ్యేది చూద్దాం అనే స్పేస్ లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతాం
Yeah,
బట్ ఇట్స్ ఓకే
Yeah, but if like I always had some interest. Now when I see all these videos, dude, everybody had come, just that we didn't know the value. Like Zakir Hussain would come, Ravi Shankar would come,
రవిశంకర్ వుడ్ కమ్
and like these are like the legends of like
ద సింగర్స్ ఐ థింక్ సుశీల గారు
everybody. And then I remember one. So there was one concert, and I remember that very clearly because it was a very unique concert. Because I was into tabla back. I was the tabla player in our batch, and there was a concert where Zakir Hussain, his father Allah Raka, and his brother Faisal Qureshi, all three of them are in a concert, and it is a concert with only tablas. Like, do you remember this?
Sort of, jamming. And
Yeah,
they
so
would
there is
have-
no other instrument. So generally tabla is an accompaniment.
Yeah.
And here it's only that. Later I come to know that only a few of such concerts had happened around the world.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
all three of them came and one of them was right there. And we were like just dumbasses, man. Like we had no...
we would like talk about movies or movies
క్రికెట్ ఆడుతుండే
So yeah. But this is my question. Like now what is your equation with like religion and God and
Whoa.
spirituality? No, because every Puttaparthi student has their own journey about like sometimes you go and come back, sometimes you like that. What is your equation?
I'm not too religious actually.
You're not too religious.
My mom takes my case about it. అసలు జీరో అంటే ఐ డోంట్ డిస్ రిలీజన్ ఆల్సో ఐ జస్ట్ స్టే అవే నాట్ కాన్షియస్లీ స్టేయింగ్ అవే ఆల్సో ఐ జస్ట్ డోంట్ గెట్ ఇన్ టు ఇట్ అనే స్పేస్లో అంటే ఇప్పుడు కూడా మేము భజన్స్ అవన్నీ చేస్తుంటాం ఇంట్లో యాజ్ అ మ్యాటర్ ఆఫ్
బట్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ వాట్ లైక్ గాడ్ ఫియరింగ్ అనేది అప్పటి మనకు
లేదు అసలు మై మామ్ మేక్స్ us still pray and do bhajan and
Correct.
No, I also feel like very early in life I kind of realized a lot like చిన్నప్పుడే అంటే whatever were like
in school
in school
okay
though I was like very god fearing and then 11th 12th to almost first second year graduation varaku okay I followed I was like very god fearing and all that but after that kind of matured and then found out okay దేవుడు అందరిలో ఉన్నారంటే ఇట్స్ దేర్ నో ఇట్స్ లైక్ అ కాన్సెప్ట్ అండ్ I kind of figure out okay idol worship anedi I need not like be so god fearing when I am like true from my conscience and then ఏమంటారు aham brahmasmi after third I made a statement aham brahmasmi because God is in me the concept of God is like they say no man helps man you pray to God but again God only makes the man help man ani
yeah
that kind of
So this is something I completely vibe with and agree with, like subconsciously at least, not. But I don't like. I never debate about should I pray. I just sit. It's a simple thing.
Yeah,
for me,
respect
not-
them. No need to like poke me. I won't
But
poke you.
there is that one fear that atheists have. What if I was fucking wrong? What if after you're dead, you come to know there is a God and then you kind of were this way? Have you made your peace with that?
I'm not an atheist though.
Oh, you're an
Just,
agnostic.
Yes.
It doesn't matter to you.
Yeah, even in this, I'm just going with the flow, I guess. Fuck.
That's a nice way, dude. You live a long life. You know?
I'm not taking myself too seriously also. So we'll see what happens. I mean, you just deal with it when you're facing it. Why think about it now, right?
Correct.
వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏమన్నా మంచిగా అనిపిస్తే యాక్సెప్ట్ చేసేసి ఓకే ఫైన్ ఫాలో దిస్.
ఇప్పుడు ఏదైనా హారర్ సినిమా చూసినాం అనుకో, చూస్తున్నప్పుడు ఈ అమ్మ రాత్రిపూట ఏమైనా ఏదైనా విజువల్ వస్తుందో భయపడతామో ఎందుకు మనకు అంటే I first of all avoid watching horror films because ఇట్లా నిద్ర రాదు చక్క సడన్లీ లేచి ఎందుకు ఇన్ని అట్లా చూస్తాం కదా. కానీ సడన్లీ ఐ థింక్ సరే వచ్చినా ఏం చేస్తాం, ఒకటి వీక్తాం,
Correct.
వీకి
లేకపోతే అది మనం
వాట్ ఇస్ ద వర్స్ట్ యూ కెన్ లూజ్, రైట్? సో సేమ్ థింగ్ విత్ గాడ్, రైట్? వాట్ ఇస్ ద వర్స్ట్? ఇట్స్ ఆల్, ఇట్ మైట్ హ్యాపెన్.
Correct. And also, if God is all merciful, why would he have a grudge against me, man? Or nobody who questioned him. Like, isn't God supposed to be a parent? And a parent will forgive the
or
child.
maybe because you questioned only he came to answer. So that way also you can like say.
Correct. Cool. We'll just dive into this next segment. All right. If you want to ask questions to the guests that we get, you can become a member. The membership fees are very, very cheap. 29 rupees only. We compete
How
with
did
Jio
you come
Cinema.
up with that number, 29?
Because Jio Cinema.
Jio
came up.
Cinema.
It was the lowest slot, like
Okay.
slab.
Okay.
And we followed the Mukesh Ambani route.
Okay.
And Jio Cinema is now 29 rupees.
Yeah.
Membership. So, all right. Guru Raj Sawant, Anand, is for you. Does getting more materialistic things from our wish list or something expensive deviate from how we used to be before we had all of that?
Oh, this
It's a philosophical question.
Whoa, bro.
Does getting more materialistic things from our own wish list or something expensive deviate from how we used to be before we had all of that?
అంటే we were a certain way before.
Correct.
Now suddenly కొంచెం డబ్బులు వచ్చినాయి, ఎక్స్పెన్సివ్ థింగ్స్ కొంటున్నాం. ఇప్పుడు ఏంది మన పర్స్పెక్టివ్ చేంజ్ అవుతా అంటే డెఫినెట్లీ చేంజ్ అవుతుంది బై. అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, just one example, all of our life we lived in many rent houses throughout the city. Sarunarlo, Dilshuknarlo, Srinagar colony, anni move ayi based on where our parents were primarily working. Suddenly we live now in a very well off house and everything because Vijay's made so much money. But now you never look back. Ante our mind is always looking forward. What is the next big thing we can do? Now it is we think about like somehow మా డాడ్కి ఏంటంటే చిన్నప్పుడు ఫార్మింగ్ చేస్తుండే. ఏదో విధంగా ఆయనకి ఒక ఫామ్ కట్టి దాంట్లో హౌస్ కడితే వెన్ దేర్ మచ్ ఓల్డర్ బీ హ్యాపీ. So always you're looking forward, right? Of course things change. And my brother keeps saying, of course, if you don't evolve, even as simple as how you're dressing, you're somewhere stuck in life. So I learned that from him. I was like, because I would never care about, I would repeat, and not in daily life at least. He's like, you have to change your sense of styling, how you travel, everything, because that's when you're growing. Not in a negative, like greedy, materialistic, more in an aspirational way, which is good, I think.
Correct. All right. And spoon shift pun.
Hey, Malli.
Would he leave his job and settle life in the USA if his brother is not VD? If yes, did he start liking the craft while his brother was chasing his passion or after his success?
Not a fan of Baby movie, but could watch it only for his performance. Whoa, that's a big thing.
So he
But
gave
I think,
compliment only for you, not for the baby movie.
Not for the music, not for Vaishnavi's performance and all that.
Not for Sairaj.
Hey, only for his performance. Neither another.
And maybe he's just addressing me. But if
he's spoon feeding.
Yeah. Spoon shift pun. No, but this question: would you have left your job and your settled life in USA if your brother was not VD?
No.
No.
No balls to do that.
And did you start liking your craft while your brother was chasing his passion or after his success?
Or after my brother's success or my success?
After your brother's success.
Brother's success.
So I started liking the craft when I was doing it.
Okay.
Like, not looking at my brother or anything. నాకు మెల్ల ఇట్లా మిడిల్ క్లాస్ మెలడీస్లో when me, Vinod and all, we were staging scenes together on locations and everything, I started enjoying the process. And through Baby also, when I was given this challenging scenes, and Rajesh Anna has this habit of giving it on that day.
Okay.
So it was extra challenging.
Correct.
But then I started enjoying the challenge. So when I was doing, for example, Gam Gam Ganesha, it was a very different film for me and very energetic, like something that no one has seen because I've always played this real characters and everything. Suddenly I was doing this something that was very different from my personality. Very different kind of comedy and everything. I started enjoying it. So I enjoy being on sets more rather than the result of the film.
Okay.
So when I'm not shooting, I keep harassing my director. Petra shooting, Petra, Indra. Let's figure out something to do in a space low. And now, before I was very cautious of how I would be promoting my films and all. Like Durasani, I was very like shy and closed off when I was speaking. And now I don't care. I just enjoy talking about my films, about career and everything. So it's more within the craft rather than watching someone.
Okay.
Or the result of it.
Cool. All right. Now this is a question that we like to ask all our guests because this is where the recommendations kind of come in.
Whoa.
So what are your favorite movies? And we like this because everybody will list out at least a few movies that you haven't watched and it's a nice segment. So what are your favorite movies?
In life in general or recently?
What would you recommend everyone or anyone to watch? What are like Anand Deverakonda's top movies?
Oh, so there's so many, man.
Whatever comes to your mind. Next time వచ్చినప్పుడు మళ్ళీ మార్చుదాం లిస్ట్.
అంటే in series, I definitely like Breaking Bad the most. I still keep going back to watching scenes occasionally on YouTube.
Yeah, like which one? Like which are your favorite?
Like even the opening scene, just him in his underwear. Like I keep watching it because the writing is so like authentic, original.
Yeah.
I like all the gangster dramas like The Sopranos and all of these things, The Wire, all of these things. Recently, like this film that I mentioned, Past Lives, moved me so much. Because I think you guys will also relate since we are coming from Puttaparthi and stuck in like some kind of love. That movie is amazingly well done. In animated films, if you haven't watched this film called Rango, watch it.
Rango with the chameleon.
Yeah, the lizard.
Yeah, the lizard. Correct.
It's amazing, man.
I haven't watched it.
It's crazy. It's such an underrated film because Johnny Depp does so much with his voice that many people can't do it physically with their face. So that's amazing film, Rango.
Rango, not Rango.
So this, especially one scene where he's walking into the bar and this this particular town is out of water. So they're all living off cacti liquid as the alcohol. It's all fictional anyway. So we'd go to water kosam he's in search of water. అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి ఏదో cacti తాగుదాం అనే spaceలో he starts creating the story of how he's killed many people, he's the killer, but he's just a chameleon. So watch this movie. It's got nice philosophy also and I think it's very underrated film in animated movies.
Okay.
Oh, is this also by Pixar? Or
No, it's not.
And you should see behind the scenes of this, how they... So it was recorded like, ఇప్పుడు ఇది స్టూడియో అనుకోండి, మైక్స్ మొత్తం పెట్టేసి they're acting it out. So the voice is getting recorded that way. They're not just sitting in front of a mic and dubbing like that. That is one film I like. Because I'm also here for Gam Gam Ganesha and I haven't spoken about Gam Gam.
We'll go to that. Yeah.
I love this film called The Nice Guys by Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling are in it. This is...
It's like a recent movie, right?
This is some 2018 or something. 16.
Okay.
But this film is so underrated, man. And the comedy crime genre,
Okay.
it is because their chemistry works out so well. Their comedy timing is amazing, and it should have. This is one of the films that should have gotten a sequel, which didn't.
Okay.
It's an amazing film. If you guys can watch it, watch it. I'm surprised. I mean, since you guys
Is
are
it a
so
crime
into
comedy?
comedy, yeah. Grant Gosling's sense of comedy is amazing.
I love Ryan Gosling.
His
Man.
physical comedy also, right? You would think only like Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson and all can pull off physical comedy. This guy does it so well. As simple as pointing a gun, looking. He goes to this person's house and this lady has dementia or something. And she's speaking about her missing husband. He's like a private detective who does no good, basically. That's his role. So he's talking to her and he looks here and he sees the urn with the ashes. And just that expression is comic enough for you to break out into laughter. So he's so good in that. Yeah.
And then any other movies?
Gam Gam Ganesha. you were speaking about Gam Gam Ganesha and
As in recently, that Lost Ladies, Lapata Ladies was really good. I felt like there was no frame within it that was extra or anything. It was so perfectly done.
Yeah, beautiful.
Correct.
It was such a beautiful film. Yeah, these are
And in childhood, what are your favorite movies? Because we used to have one movie a month.
Sunday.
Sunday movie.
Yeah.
Right? And it was like in the dining hall, there would be a TV. And there is just like 600 kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Watching one small
Watching
TV.
one small screen. And yet it was so immersive. No VR can achieve that, you know?
Yeah.
Like you lived in
You
the
watched
movie.
Lagan also, minus the
Yeah.
love track.
But later on, they started projecting it onto that wall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you weren't there.
No,
that time we
no.
went
For
there.
us, it was that
TV.
Akai
One
TV
TV,
or whatever.
Where
Yeah.
you would watch news and everything, only that.
Yeah.
నిజంగానా?
Yeah, నిజంగా.
మాకు పైన టెర్రస్ మీద వాల్
అప్పుడు
పెయింట్
projector
చేసి
రాలేదు.
Oh, we watched one movie. I think The Mummy we watched like that. But that was one off case.
In the volleyball court, akkada I think we watched only one more.
ఫర్ us it was on the terrace, sea floor పైన.
Avuna.
Yeah. I remember the most iconic movie that I remember watching was The Italian Job.
The Italian Job.
Yeah.
Okay.
అంటే
So you
it
watched Harry
made
Potter.
such an impact on me because we had till then we were watching movies like say The Lagan, Lakshya, the good inspiring films, and suddenly we see this Italian Job. Like, whoa, bro, what is this movie? I was mind blown. It was amazing, that film. Yeah, that. And I still keep going back. A culture, Mr. Bean, they should show us Mr. Bean and they should show us Tom and Jerry before showing us the film.
Movie, yeah. That was our Mukesh ad, you know. Before the movie began, they would just to set the vibe.
Yeah, and that vibe was so good.
Yeah.
People would still be coming, sitting down, but then so many are already engrossed within that world. And then showing a completely different kind of film was setting you up for a nice experience.
Yeah.
And on the contrary, instead of showing film, they should put satsang or something.
Oh my,
Paranam.
So it is like one Sunday there will be a movie. And wild fuck, like Sword of Zorro they showed.
Yeah. Zorro.
Right?
We saw Zorro.
Where he's like some thief and like there's a hot Catherine Zeta-Jones and all. Next week it's like Parayanam. Some lecturer will come and say Bhagavad
Some
Gita
guy,
is this and so it
Boring
was
it used
just
to be.
oh
And
my
you can't
god.
sleep
I think
also in
that's
that.
where my bipolar disease started from 1 week of Zorro and 1 week of Parayanam.
Not just for those 3 hours, there would be rumors spreading in the whole school 3 days before. Oh, this week no movie.
No.
Yeah,
Only
that
speech
is just
or
sad.
So 3 days, games time is also fucked.
Yeah.
And then 3 days after also you have the effect.
Yeah, man.
And they'll ask you, what did he speak in that Paranam? You might have a human values tester in regards to that.
Some crazy shit it
Oh
was.
my god.
No, I remember my favorite memory of video shows is like, so there were few guys whose like English was better,
Yeah.
right? And that time there was no subtitles.
Yeah.
So these guys had to kind of translate the movie for
What did he say?
Oh.
everybody, right?
Yeah.
So in our batch, Victory James, there was a foreigner. I met him recently. He's a tattoo artist now. He's a great artist. So he was like whatever from New Zealand and also he had the accent. So he could understand the accent very well. And then generally he would translate those movies. But when they show Lagan, now it's in Hindi, that Brij Bhasha or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So we had to translate to him. And he was first time watching a Bollywood movie.
Oh.
And Bollywood movies are like hyper emotion, right?
Yeah,
It's not subtle and there's
Yeah,
no
the
like
dialogue is 5 layers above real life.
above and Like crying means crying and all that, right?
Even if rain is coming.
Yeah, they're dancing and like there is an old widow mother. And for a white guy, these emotions are too much to take. So by the time that Opal and Hari comes, Victory James has burst into tears, man.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, this is too much for me to take. He starts crying. And then he starts cheering for the match, right? It's just insane. So watching Lagan, I didn't watch it in theaters. That's one of my like regrets in life. But watching it there with him was something else. Okay, Anand, we'll just end on the final question that we ask people
Okay.
who have come here. Generally, we believe that people who are successful or whatever, reasonably sorted, manage 4 aspects of their life really well,
Whoa. Okay.
right? Which is time management, money management,
Okay.
physical health and mental health,
Okay.
right? So let's just tick each of them off.
For me, I'll round all of that off into routine. This one word called routine that I somehow, I don't know, watching my brother or watching my father do it inherently has come into me. So I don't break out of routine too much. So all of these things are sorted.
Okay.
So in the sense that time management, if I've, like if I'm not shooting, I know I have to start off my day doing some physical activity. Okay. So I start off without, I mean, I'm super lean, but because I don't have a great appetite, I don't eat too much off course, right? So I eat generally what I like eating and I stick to that. So my physical activity is easier to do for me. I enjoy doing it as much. I start off my day that way. I'm the earliest to rise at home, apart from my dog. Yeah, so, and like mental health management, for me, I can't meditate or I can't do all this jazz of doing yoga and all that. నాకు అసలు మెడిటేట్ చేస్తే నాకు ఇట్లా షేక్ అవుతుంటుంది లోపల యాంగ్జైటీ వస్తుంటుంది మోర్ థాట్స్ ఆర్ బీయింగ్ బోర్న్ వెన్ ఐమ్ క్లోజింగ్ మై ఐస్
Have you tried the Vipassana technique, like focus on breath and all of that?
No, only during acting workshops we used to do that.
Okay.
But rest of it, I just can't sit still for that matter. So whenever I feel low, things are not going a certain way. For example, Baby was getting delayed a lot because of COVID and I didn't know where the movie was going. Same thing was happening to Gam Gam Ganesha. I would just immediately switch to sports, go play sports.
Yeah,
For
you
me,
play quite a bit, no?
yeah, for me it became very therapeutic. For 2 hours, I don't even speak to those guys so much. I just go tie up my shoes and I'm playing football for like 2 hours. For the next whole week, I'm relieved. I forget about అరే సినిమాలు అవ్వట్లేదు ఆపర్చునిటీస్ రావట్లేదు అవన్నీ మర్చిపోతాయి ఇమ్మీడియట్లీ సో ఐ ఫైండ్ దట్ స్పోర్ట్స్ ఫర్ మీ అట్లీస్ట్ దిస్ మూవింగ్ ఆర్ ద వర్స్ట్ కేస్ సినారియో ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ స్కేర్డ్ ఆఫ్ getting injured or something, I take my dog walking. I love walking with that fellow because that fellow is happiest when he's walking with me. So seeing his face pushes me to wake up in the morning. I wake up at 7:30. That fellow is already howling for me and he's like, let's go. And I go to KBR Park. So many people know me there. Like they keep looking at me walking. So I enjoy that breaks off some stress from life.
Mental stress.
Around movie releases, stress just builds and builds and builds.
Correct.
And if it's a success, no, it's a nice. Otherwise, it's like a volcanic eruption. Post release tarvata, it's almost like a mournful period. అంటే ఎవరైనా చనిపోతే ఉంటుంది చూడు అట్లా ఉంటుంది అట్మాస్ఫియర్ ఇంట్లో కొంచెం ఇట్లా అంటే కొన్ని సినిమాలు గ్రే స్కేల్ ఉంటాయి కదా అట్లా అయిపోతుంది లైఫ్ కొన్ని రోజులకి సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు బ్రేక్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్ దట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ వై స్పోర్ట్స్ అండ్ ఫిజికల్ యాక్టివిటీ ఫర్ మీ వాట్ వర్ ది అదర్ టు ఫైనాన్షియల్
Money management, time management.
time I think just sticking to routine for me I don't break off it
Correct.
much.
But actors have like weird timings, right? Like for you guys, a day, not every day is the same in terms of night shoots, day shoots.
Yeah, if you're shooting, actually actors are quite lucky. Apart from, we always talk about the hard part of life, but we also have a very easy part of life, which is staying at home for a long time. We don't have to go to work every day. We are only shooting 100, 125, 150 days a year. Correct. You still have a huge chunk of time to go for vacation. You don't have to ask anyone for time off.
Correct.
you have people who are working for you, who
You
are
have to
living
give them off.
Yeah, in fact, I have to give them off. So we are very actually lucky and privileged to have so much time off. Kani, the days you're shooting and everything is quite strenuous. And that ఎంత స్ట్రెన్యూస్ అయినా ఆ వర్కే పుష్ చేస్తుంటుంది మనల్ని. కొన్నిసార్లు ఏంటంటే డబుల్ కాల్ షీట్స్ అంటారు. అదేంటంటే ఈరోజు 9 AM స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే ఆల్మోస్ట్ నెక్స్ట్ డే మార్నింగ్కి అయిపోతుంది, నెక్స్ట్ డే మార్నింగ్ 6 AM అయిపోతుంది. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు గేజ్ హౌ మచ్ వర్క్ ఐ హ్యావ్ దట్ డే ఆన్ సెట్. ఇప్పుడు ఇన్ని సీన్స్ ఉన్నాయి నాకు, వెన్ కెన్ ఐ టేక్ టైమ్ ఆఫ్ బిట్వీన్, how you know live on caffeine and whatever, hydrate and all of those things. But otherwise, I'm telling you, the actors keep focusing on the struggle aspect of the work, but we are quite privileged. We go to the best gyms, we have the best trainers around us, we have access to the best nutritionists who tell us what to eat, what not to eat. And vacations are a huge thing to break off this cycle.
Correct.
So vacations, I recommend, like, whatever vacation that you can go to, even I sometimes, if I'm not getting great sleep, I start watching Animal Planet. Apparently watching visuals of nature and everything calm your mind down.
Okay.
So I love watching, like, lion families. They document their whole life pattern. People live with those lions for 2-3 years in Africa, and they document what is happening with the pride, how the young are growing up, some nomads are coming and attacking. It's like a whole movie. And when you're following that, I'm like having a high point in that movie. And some nomadic guys are... Some lions actually break off from their families because they're the weaker ones. And they find other lions that break off, and they all form a pride. These are mostly young male lions.
Correct. So they're like out, like rebels.
And they don't have a territory. They're going from territory to territory. So this is like the villains in their world.
Correct.
But it's not like they have any bad intentions. They are just seeking life, right? So following that journey is amazing too. This
And also lions kill the cubs, right? If you take over a pride, you kind of
they kill the cubs.
kill the babies of the earlier guy.
Other pride, yeah.
Brutal life.
Yeah, it's very hard. Most lions die during their young years.
Correct. Yeah. Sad, man. Like like a lion has sex for 3 seconds. That's it. Yeah. Like all of the pride and all of that is like 3 seconds. All right, cool. Just a last thing, please promote your movie. We haven't been able to speak about it.
I think just sitting Gam Gam Ganesha, I think it's given me an opportunity to portray a different side. It's also a very new genre for me. It's a sort of like a crime comedy thriller. Very energetic character, but it solely doesn't focus on me. There are many other characters. And thematically, the film is about Bhayam, Atyasa, Kutra. Okay. These three, basically fear, greed, and conspiracy. How it affects these characters in a way. And it's treated in a very not so serious way.
Comedy.
People are stupid. People are thinking they're heroic, but they're not. For example, my character. Me and my friend are like that. And there are some nice twists and turns along the way. And it's also been a while that this kind of genre hasn't come. I think the last movie was maybe Agent Sai Srinivas Athreya, but that was more run on the hero, whereas this is run on the plot. Say maybe like a Swami Rara
kind of.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, or The Nice Guys for that matter. If you watch Kolamavu Kokila in Tamil, Coco, Nayantara's film.
Little dark.
Yeah, dark comedy space lo. She's having to run a cocaine deal or whatever. So alanti space lo unna cinema, it's fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously like Baby. Of course, Baby is too
Very
intense.
serious,
Yeah, it's sort of like disturbing. But this film is completely contrasting.
Okay.
And it's very not too heavy in runtime and everything. We have lots of movies coming on that day. Unfortunately, I think for you guys,
Because
you will
IPL
have,
is over and then so many.
yeah,
movies
some
are-
4 or 5 films are
Hey,
coming
May
on that
31st,
day.
huh?
May 31st. So I think
Oh, you have your Vaishnavi's movie also coming on that. day. No,
one
25th.
week before, I think. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
his Vaishnavi means?
Sorry.
Baby's not.
I think the movie made that very clear that she's not his Vaishnavi.
Yeah. And surprisingly, as in people have been, unfortunately, there have been a very lean 2 months for Telugu cinema.
Correct.
Somehow I hope things revive.
Yeah.
Because we are in the very hard space between figuring out stuff for OTT versus theaters and what's going to happen. Now movies are coming 1 week after release. Asalu shifts aitunnai. People are trying to figure out the space still. Even the big movies for that matter.
Yeah.
But I think from now, not because my movies are coming or anything, but lots of big movies are coming in the industry, like Kalki, whatever. I'm really looking forward to Kalki. In fact, it looks like crazy. So all these movies, I hope it revives Telugu cinema for rest of the year, because we also have a theater and we know how hard it is to run a theater in Mahbub Nagar. Rents undavu, electricity undavu, మూసేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. So unless movies are, the whole ecosystem is dead.
Yeah.
So I hope
I think
all
that's
the
because
movies,
of IPL. So once IPL అయిపోయిందంటే జనాలు మొత్తం అగల సినిమా మీద పడతారు.
IPL,
Except like 1
politics,
month of
polling
World
also
Cup
this year.
Elections,
Polling has
elections
been
also.
quite intense.
Correct.
So yeah, that, and all films that are coming on that day are very different genre. So I hope people enjoy somehow, at least some of the movies that are coming.
Yeah. And it's starting off a fresh way. We're starting off with Ganesha. Gam Gam Ganesha.
Yeah, hopefully.
And we would like you to chant Gananantam Ganapati Gum, because your movie is Gam Gam Ganesha. Do you remember any of it? And here is a message we wanted to deliver for a long time. Our first ever sponsors. Our sponsors are Hriday Developers, one of Hyderabad's most prolific realty brands that has a vast experience in building residential and commercial properties in Hyderabad.
అమ్మా ఇది ఒక ఖతర్నాక్ బ్రాండ్ అని చెప్పమ్మా. They believe in being future ready and sustainability. How good.
Yeah.
And you know what is their philosophy? Developing better places for tomorrow. Wow. ఎంత బాగుంది.
And their latest project is High-Rise Alicia, a premium project of 2 and 3 BHKs built over 4 acres in the heart of Kokapet.
Oh, beautiful.
Do you like Hillview, Santhosh?
I like Lakeview.
You get both Hillview and Lakeview with Alicia. You also get XL balconies.
Excel, not L, not M. Excel.
XL balconies.
Party.
You also get 2 swimming pools.
Oh, నీకొకటి నాకొకటి.
Correct. You also get EV charging, and the whole project has been certified gold by the Indian Green Building Council.
IGBC.
Correct.
Hey, then I want to book this apartment immediately. ఎట్లా? How to do?
Call on this number right now, and one of their agents will talk to you personally.
Oh, beautiful. Alicia.
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 He can help you along.
The running joke within my family and our friend circle when we're doing bhajans is, since the last 15 years, I only sing one bhajan.
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha.
No, Jagat Pate Arisai Gopala. Because that is the only bhajan I can sing confidently. Recently, I started singing Pahi Gajanana because I'm doing Gam Gam Ganesha.
Yeah.
So Pahi Gajanana, Deena Vana, that one.
For me, they would like say, you don't sing bhajans, you chant bhajans.
So there's no like ups and downs in the tone. Yeah.
Cool. And this is my final question. I promise. I'm sorry I keep asking this. You are one of the actors. Whenever I see like a writer director who's trying to pitch a movie, and like it's a script that has a difference. One of the top names that will come is like, no, I'm trying for Anand.
Yeah.
You know, that is somehow you've created that. Not somehow. I mean, you created with your body of work. So what is the way? Like, how do you how do people with stories approach you? Like, what is the process of like, how do they reach you? Like your manager or like?
It happens in many random ways actually. So many people access me directly, which is send me on my number. Sometimes I miss them because you get tons of messages. Say around a release, you miss certain things. But sometimes I just click a message and I find how they put the message together and the pitch very intriguing. That's how I found like Middle Class Melodies. Gam Gam Ganesha also I found it on a synopsis and I reached out to them in fact. Sometimes now since Baby has become a hit, people reach out via producers. So producers say this debut director is there, manchi script undi atla.
Correct.
And I also have one person that I sit with always. Ante manam we tune our brain while listening to a narration or something in a certain way, right? అంటే ఇమ్మీడియట్లీ ఆ సినిమాలా ఉంటుంది అని అనుకుంటే మనం ఓ పాజిటివ్ వేలో చూసేస్తుంటాం, కానీ దాంట్లో చాలా ఫ్లాస్ ఉంటాయి. సో ఐ మేక్ షూర్ వన్ అదర్ పర్సన్ ఇస్ సిట్టింగ్ విత్ మీ టు గివ్ మీ వి సిట్ అండ్ డిస్కస్ ఫర్ హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ ఆఫ్టర్ లిస్నింగ్ టు ద నరేషన్. వాట్ ఆర్ ద డ్రాబ్యాక్స్? Is the hero's journey even there? Is he anti-hero? What is happening? All of these things. So they reach out to him as well. Because within the industry circles at least, they know that person and everything. Or through my manager.
Okay.
Yeah. ఎట్లనో ఆర్గానిక్గా వచ్చేస్తాయప్ప. అంటే there's no formal process or anything.
Correct.
But people just find ways. And I think the real people who are determined and resilient will find ways to reach out to the right actors.
Okay.
So if you are looking for a nice...
No, go on.
If you're looking for approaching Anand, then present your idea very nicely. That it should be
interesting.
Be interesting.
Correct.
For anything, right? Even I have to be interesting to present myself.
Correct. Yeah.
Anything works like that.
Yeah. And also like writing and pitching are two different skills, right? And you are at the receiving end of narrations.
Yeah.
Right? So what is a no-no for narrations? Because I know people who will give you a 5-hour narration and with like ADHD issues, you can't focus sometimes for like...
Too much detail is a no-no for sure during a narration.
Okay.
Because imagine looking into one's eyes
continuously for
4-5 hours. And I've had those narrations, of course. And you miss things you...
Correct.
So now I make it a point that I meet them once. I say, hey, give me the plot and the main core points of what you're trying to say, the hero's journey, whatever. Thematically, what are you trying to say? 1 hour. If you think it's got substance, let's sit down for a longer time and discuss or whatever.
Okay.
And I try and see off like references even before meeting them.
Okay.
ఎలాంటి సినిమాలా చూస్తుండ్రు, ఎలాంటి విజువల్ లాగా అనుకుంటున్నారు. బికాస్ విజువలైజేషన్ ఇస్ హ్యూజ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ లిస్నింగ్ టు అ నరేషన్. ఇఫ్ యూర్ నాట్ విజువలైజింగ్ షిట్, నో, you're dead. You're like a tree there. He's narrating to a wall maybe. So it's useless. So I always sit down, try and get to know the person before in the narration and say, what kind of movie? Okay, Gam Gam Ganesha is Kshanam, or is it Kolamau Kokila, or is it what is it, Tallumala? All three are very different crime comedies.
Correct.
So tell me which way are you looking at, so I can see the hero that way and everything.
Okay, cool. So I think if I were to summarize, it will be like, be interesting in your initial communication and be precise in your narration and have some references.
Yeah.
Right? Thematic, visual.
Yeah, thematic references, yeah.
Cool, all right. Thank you so much, Anand. I hope this was fun for you. Was it fun?
Yeah,
for
it was
you?
great. My first podcast ever.
Nice.
Hopefully people enjoy. Yeah, Parthi boys. I think our alumni should... Hopefully they feel proud. Maybe at some points they'll feel shocked.
Yeah. And I love your vibe of not taking life seriously. I feel like most people are angry and dejected because for them life is too serious. And I also kind of believe in that like shit is not that serious, you know, it is okay.
Don't burden yourself with so much.
I mean, it is okay to be alive. All your body parts are working. You know, you're in the age of technology. Information is all around. I think it's a good time. It's the best time to be alive. And I understand that vibe and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, bro.
Yeah, and your manager is knocking already. Who is there? No?
SRH match.
Yes.
I thought we'll talk a lot about IPL, but unfortunately, maybe next I'll come on to the IPL cricket podcast or something.
Definitely. We'll put a word to you.
Yeah,
once
love
we
cricket, man.
Once we make it to playoffs and finals.
Yeah, please come. So what we do is we give alternate commentary.
Okay.
Where it's like you're watching the match, but you're listening to us.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a banter
And
film.
also we are interacting with live audience, which are like
Nice.
very closed.
Yeah,
So it's a fun thing. So we'll call you if you have the time. Please
done,
come.
Done.
So because we are hardcore SRH.
Otherwise, T20 World Cup is also there.
World Cup also
Yes,
is
we are
there.
doing for that
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, man. Good luck.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.